Hello Scorpio, I'm Ulrich, I'm a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do the Lenormand card reading for the sign of Scorpio for the month of December. But before we start, I all want to wish you happy holidays. I hope you have a very prosperous financial year, and of course I hope you all stay in very good health this coming year. Anyway, coming back to the card reading, as always, we will do 4 card readings for the sign of Scorpio for the month of December. And these are based on the natural elements in your astrological chart, or for some of you, on your time of birth. These basic elements are air, earth, water, and fire. Now, the 4 objects that you always see on my table are directly connected to those elements. So you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current situation. However, if the object and the related video does not match your first choice, please check the other videos that are directly connected in the same session. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. Anyway, the matches represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol spray represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. Also, I want to add, if you have comments, you can add them below in the comments, or if you have questions, of course, I will answer them if you post them there. Anyway, here we go, Scorpio, for your Lenormand card reading for December 2021. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to the Shell or the Water group for your Lenormand card reading for December 2021. As the first card here, we see the birds. The birds is a card that tells us that probably we are active. Also, we need to work proactive on certain things. Also, sometimes it points to nervousness that is upon us, because this card is personally up on you. These 2 cards are connected to the personal situation now. Anyway, here we see that communication about certain topics is important now. Maybe we postpone certain questions, probably in relations to our relationship, maybe our partner, and also maybe some questions need to be answered regarding children into our life. Here we see also that maybe with the snake, it's wise to think before we ask these questions, because the snake is a slow card. It's a smart card. It's an intelligent card. It thinks before it acts. It waits. It's a little bit, it's a psychological card. It's a little bit like Scorpion itself. It overthinks the situation. It works out a certain strategy. And if this strategy is ready to be deployed, then here it's best then to communicate. This is a strategic, the snake is very strategic. It has a lot of similarities here, the positive similarities of Scorpion here. And here we see that it's best to pose the question if we overthought them in relation to the relationship, or maybe in relationship to some children in our life. If not so, maybe related to some business, maybe we're reflecting over some business that we are about to do. Then here we see also, especially here with the snake, we cannot overreact. We need to keep quiet here till the right moment, till to come out here. It's important. But for Scorpio, this is not such a problem here, because in general, they know when to wait and they know when to come out with the problems. They have a sixth sense on that. Anyway, here with the clovers as the central card here, this is a very positive card for having this in the middle. This is actually the best card of the deck that you can have there in the middle. So things will work quite good out if you prepare them here. This is what we are seeing here, but in a way it brings much positivity in our life here, or what we have in our mind. Here we see that certain things in our life are about to happen. There are certain things in store for us, but since we have the mountain here, we cannot look over the mountain, and here we don't know yet what is about to happen. It's all a little bit secretive here, but we will see here if we work something out here for you, for the sign here. With the clovers also, we need to think about what is really important for us, for our relationships, and for our children. So here we have quite a complicated thing going on. Then we go in the mirror, and we're going to mirror the cards, the corner cards. We're going to mirror the birds with the lily. And here we see that, again, here we see the stress. Maybe there's some stress because this points to the career in our life. Maybe there's some stress about the career in our life. Maybe this also puts tension on our relationship or on our partnership because we are stressed. It's possible here there's certain annoyances, there are certain complications here that are affecting our relationship, the working of our relationship here. If we have certain working contracts, because this points to contracts also, if we work with certain contracts, if we would be an independent or we have a working contract, this points also stress about the working contract that we have here with this combination. It could be also that we have a lower morale for now, that we are not so positive about certain things, maybe because we are too stressed here with this combination. Anyway, we need to, especially with the snake here, it points that we need to focus. Focus is important here in this reading here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Also, it's possible here that there's a lot of communication going on. Also, sometimes this points on the sexual front, then there's a lot of activity on the sexual front with certain partners. This is what we are seeing here, or with the partner. Later on, I will go into the snake, because the snake, I will immediately go to it. Normally in the snake here with the snake is not a card you really want in a reading. Why? Because it points to triangle relationship. So it means that one of both parties is possibly involved in a third, in a relationship with another person. If this is not the case, then we need to be very careful on the work front that things are not happening behind our back. So if you're focusing on a contract, on a new work, on something to do with your life career, you can be sure there's a third party involved. You are not the only one here who is focused on this career move. So with the snake, we need to be very careful. We need to work out a strategy here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, here there's a lot of mature conversation, adult conversation, conversations about our future, about our path of life. This is what we are seeing here. Everything may not be clear at the moment, but here we see with the ring is ruled by Venus, and it tries to bring balance. So here you will, these are two very diplomatic cards. So here you have very diplomatic tools in your hands for negotiations, for communications with partners about the career. So you have these tools actually in your hand. If you overthought them, you can implement them, or you can apply them at the right time here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also here that there is some communication behind your back about your relationship, because the birds sometimes they gossip. So here it's like people are talking behind your back about your relationship. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, it's possible also that some things are made public about the relationship. Maybe this is difficult or you don't like to, but we need to be careful about that things are not made public about our relationship if we don't like it to be like that. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, also in our relationship, then in another angle, it's possible that we have a lot of communication about the sexual topics with our partner or with the person that is close to us, or we have the sexual relationship with. We communicate about sex a lot here. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, there's a lot of sensual input here. Maybe there are some worries about the sexual life. This is possible also. But here with the ring, this, as I said here, you will try to find a balance, or a balance need to be found. This is what we are seeing here. But sometimes if we want to find a balance, we need to see how far we can go, or that we are not yet far enough. As we know, Scorpion, sometimes he searches for the borders. What is the limitations? And here with Libra, it's like that. We are looking for the scales in this. How far will I go? And what is the right balance here? This is what we see here also. There could be a kind of self-discipline here that we are seeing here, or a certain discipline here that we are applying here. There's some also on the moral front, we can think, how far can we take this? On the moral front, what can we do? What can we talk about? How far can we go? On the physical front, this is what we are seeing here with this combination. Here, excuse me, also we see here how far, what in the relationship do we keep for ourselves and how much do we expose? This is what we see here also with this combination. Anyway, also we see here that it's possible here also that we are confronted with certain issues and we need to work them out. Both partners here need to communicate with each other and find a certain balance. Then we go in the other corner cards, we come to the Child and the Mountain here. Here we see that related to our workplace, the house, it has several meanings. So here it could mean the place where you work, your business. It could point to your environment, your work environment, or actually the place where you are living. In some cases also, it could point literally to our body. So here we see here that we are approaching a new chapter in our life because the child is new, something new is about to happen. Since the mountain is here, we cannot yet clearly see what is going to happen to here. But here we see that there are serious heavy life changes because the mountain is heavy life changes. These changes also will be structural because the house has a certain structure. It keeps certain rules and regulations. So this is what we see here. We apply certain rules or regulations in our workplace, in our home, on our body, or they are implemented on us. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's also possible if you have children on your own that your children are experiencing certain problems because the mountain can also show us certain problems with the children. Maybe they have problems at the local school. Here what we are seeing here, maybe they have problems at school. This is what we are seeing here. This could also point that the children maybe are in abroad. Sometimes it's like that, or we have less communication with them, or we have communication with them on the internet. There's a lot of possibilities here. We work for a broad audience, so several options here are here possible. I have no interaction here with a person, so I mentioned several options here. Anyway, here we see also it's possible also that our children ourselves have problems or are experiencing problems in the house, in the place where they are functioning, in their school. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. The problems don't need to be a lot big, but they are actually there. Possibly it's about rules and regulations here that we are seeing here. Anyway, they will come in a new start. Something new is about to begin also for them, but we cannot see it since the mountain is blocking our view on the situation here that we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible that this problem that our children are facing, it's new for us. We didn't encounter this thing, and we need to think about, for setting certain rules, certain regulations, we need to find the balance here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we go in the horizontal lines here. We have the birds, the ring, and the lily. The birds and the ring here, that is, we have this here in the relationship. This is the relationship. Here we see that we have serious conversations with our partner. If, for instance, if you are a businessman, or if you are in business, or if you sell something, here a lot of Scorpions are in business also. Here we see that with this combination, this is a person who negotiates. He thinks in advance and then he negotiates. He already knows what he's going to negotiate. He's very aware of what he's doing, he or she. Here we see also that there are serious discussions or communications in the relationship. Things are about to be discussed here. There are literally communication here about relationship, about things that are happening on the long run in the relationship and on the work field. And maybe the two are intertwined, what we are seeing here. We see this coming back here with this combination. Maybe before we start talking, we need to see that our topics are worked out. So we can have serious, in-depth communication, not superficial, because the snake is serious. It is focused on topics. So you need to work out what you need to discuss. Maybe you need to regulate it. You need to regulate and you need to stay diplomatic in the conversations on the work field or with the partner. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. If you don't focus or you keep the conversations superficial, probably they lead nowhere. So we cannot have this here with this combination. We see that we need to have efficient communication, else we can go always in circles, because the ring goes in circles and you don't actually achieve the depth of the topic. So here we need to see if we want an efficient communication with the partner or in our work field or related to contract, we need to see that we work it out in depth, because else we are turning around in circles, and that is also, I assume, not what we want to achieve here. Anyway, it points also that we make a lot of contacts. We tap in certain contracts, we are reaching out to other people. Also, this points to consideration. We consider, because the ring is balanced, we consider the other person's point of view. And we will approach this, both parties in general, in a mature way, because the lily is mature. So here we approach this, but we need to see we have depth and we have substantiation here. This is what we are seeing here. Here we see also, if we are in a relationship, it could point to some flirting. Here, sometimes this points to flirting also. Maybe our relationship with our partner, especially with the snake, as we saw before, the relationship is not as stable as it was before. So maybe some issues here really need to be discussed. This is what we are seeing here. The relationship might be a little bit unstable here with the communication. With the birds, also the birds are also chaotic. So sometimes this could point to chaotic communication, and you need to keep this in balance here. You need to keep control over this. Then we have the ring and the lily on itself, these two cards. Here we see that if you discuss in the right way, if you communicate in the right way, this leads to positive results. Here also we see that there is a possibility here, if we want to, that we stick to our partner, that we focus on the relationship in itself. We don't, maybe we need to review and we think about staying in the relationship for sexual activities. We don't go out anymore. We think it's best here to stay in the relationship for certain reasons. Maybe before one of the partners go out, but it's like they are both reviewing the situation. Maybe they want to stay in the relationship because things are hanging in the balance here, and they know that things are hanging in the balance here. The ring in itself, then, it points to negotiations. We negotiate about certain things, about things on the long run for career. Maybe our job is career-like, intertwined to communication. This is what we are seeing, or negotiation here. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes this points also that there is an age difference in the relationship. Maybe one of the partners is more older in years, or one of the partners is more mature. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, we will try to establish here harmony here with the combination of these cards. We will try to find this relationship, try to work it again. This is what we are seeing here. We will try to re-find our passion with each other, our love with each other. This is what we are seeing here. There's a strong sensuality possible here between the partners. This is what we are seeing here. We will literally try to stick again to each other. We will try to reconnect here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Because in this relationship, sex and the sexual intertwining is very important. Then we have the snake, the clovers, and the clouds. The snake and the clovers here we see that this can point to wisdom, in our life and in our relationship. We're going to have a strong focus, but we cannot maybe see clear where we are going because we have two cards here that cover our view. So here it covers our view, or it covers where we need to go. The clouds, they are clouding sometimes our mind or our vision, and the mountain do the same. It's like there is a mist in the mountain, and we cannot see up. We cannot see, and also the mountain is high, so we cannot see where we are going here. Here it points that we need to be tactful, diplomatic. If we will reach a certain points if we focus on diplomacy, on tact, on if we have planned in advance. Here we will go somewhere here. This is it will lead to something here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's best before you act again that you work things out. You need to think before you act. The snake, she stays in the grass. She waits till the right moment for striking. And I mean this in a positive way, but it's just an example that I'm giving here for making things clear. You need to work things out before you go into interaction with certain people here about certain topics, about certain communications. Anyway, this could point also that these troubles are about to go away. These troubles could be from the short kind here. It's possible also with this combination here that we see here that we very focused on solving certain problems, maybe relationship-wise, maybe business-wise here that we are seeing here. Also, we see here that we experience certain things that will make our relationship or our path of life grow. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible here also that we pretend that we are playful, but actually we go in depth. On the outside, it might look playful, but inside of us, there's a lot of going on. This is what we are seeing here also with this combination. Anyway, it's possible here for a short while that you are blocked, you cannot move, but maybe that's a good thing because you need to think here about this situation. Then we have the clovers and the clouds here. Here, sometimes we have that maybe we see the situation that is going on the work front or on the relationship a little bit too negative. Maybe it's not as negative as you think it is. You should review and think in another way, because this can be worked out here with this combination. If you see the positive evolution that is possible with these problems, you will work it out. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. This could point like temporary, like it's not going so easy here with this combination. Anyway, here we see also if we were illusioned or we didn't think clear about certain things, like the wool is pulled off our eyes and suddenly we see how things are connected. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. We will understand the seriousness of this situation and we will have a deeper view on everything. This is what we are seeing here. Possibly we are in the beginning, our mind is drifting a little bit around. We don't exactly know where we are, but eventually we will come to it and we will see the problems as they are. Then we come in the third horizontal line. We have the child, the house, and the mountain. The child in the house here, this points to a new beginning. If you are working somewhere, sometimes it points to a new job. If not, there is some new changes, something changes in the house. This could also mean a new business that you are thinking about. Sometimes with the mountain, it can point to two things. It can point to a business in abroad or a business that is related to abroad, or a business on the internet. This is what the mountain represents. So we can have one of both here. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe we work at home online, or maybe there are connections with the business in abroad. It's possible that we do this from home, that we work from home. A lot of people work from home now. Anyway, this could also point to our children. Sometimes also this points that we are thinking about buying property, we are thinking about it, we are reflecting about it. We think about buying a house, an apartment, because since we have the mountain here, it's possible it's an apartment. We are thinking about, because the mountain is high. So here we think about maybe for starting something, maybe we buy additional real estate here. We are thinking here about buying real estate. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, here it's possible also, but it will not apply on everybody, that this is a start, or we are thinking about starting a family. Maybe we thinking about taking a child in our life. We might discussing this. We might think about this for having a child in our family. We're planning. The house is ruled, so this points to family planning. The house plans. And there are certain rules, restrictions, regulations that we implement. We know when we are going to do it, how we're going to do it, when exactly it's going to happen. Here, this is a very planned situation if we want to go into family planning. This everything here will be very predictable. It will be very predictable. It will be safe. It will be familiar. There is a lot of traditions here. If we implement children, or if we want to be that children are a part of our life. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the house and the mountain. And this could literally point to a house in abroad. This is the best way to explain it. Maybe we are looking for a house in abroad on the internet. This is possible. We are thinking about real estate in abroad. It's possible, if not we, that our family, because the house is our family, our roots, the place where we come from, that we are in another place and our family is in abroad. This is possible. It works two ways here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we are thinking about investing in a property in abroad. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible for buying this property. It will not be easy. Maybe we are unfamiliar because the child don't have a lot of experience. It's new in the field. So maybe we need to investigate exactly how we need to do this. Maybe we need to gain information, win information for buying a house in abroad. It's possible that this house that you are about to buy or that you will encounter is in a more cooler area, in the mountain area. This is what we are seeing here. The mountain is high, cool. It's distant, maybe not so easy to reach, maybe it's remote, maybe this is what we are thinking about or what we are considering to buy. If not so, it's possible that our family or people close to us living in such a house. Anyway, it could point also that if we want to communicate with our family, it's not going so easy. Maybe there are internet problems, or maybe there are problems with the family in general. Maybe our family has issues that we are, maybe you discuss this, the family planning, and maybe they disagree, but here we put some blockage on them, we give them their limitation. Here we make our own decisions because we have our own house, our own rules, but maybe the discussion is about that here. This is what we are seeing here. There could also be less communication or difficult communication with the family or with people that where we come from. Anyway, here we see also that if they interfere too much with our private life, others or our family, we will restrict them. We will clearly pose them the borders, and we will work out a good balance here that everybody knows how far they can go. Then here we see the vertical lines, the birds, the snake and the child. The birds and the snake here, this could point that one of the partners in the relationship is jealous. And maybe this person hides this jealousy. It's not really visible. The snake has a way of covering things up. So here it's possible that you or your partner, you discovered there's something going on in the relationship, and here this points to jealousy. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Also, it can point, we saw this earlier, that there is talk behind our back. We see this coming back here. Somebody maybe one of the partners is plotting something here with this combination. This is what we are seeing here. Also, if you discover, as I said earlier, before you take steps, certain steps, see that you have all the information. With the snake, we need to wait until the right moment because the situation is unclear now. So here you need to wait before you talk or before you take steps. You can be proactive in your thinking, but the acting, you need to wait. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Eventually, it's possible that you make the conclusion that you move away from certain situations in your life. This is possible with this combination. But as we saw here, probably there will be some communication, negotiation, see how far we are, how far we want to go. This is what we are seeing here, but here this points also to gossip here. Maybe you receive a phone call and this phone call is about gossip, or you see information in the internet of people gossiping about you on the internet. And this is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, it points also that we are not clear, we are stressed, we don't know exactly where to move. That's why we need to act calm. Here, we don't know exactly where to go. We don't know in what decision to make or in what direction that we exactly need to go. Then we have the snake and the child here. It's possible here that we come in an immature or in a situation that we are not familiar with. We are new to certain situations in our life. It's the first time we are confronted with certain situations, and here we don't know exactly what to do. Anyway, we need to be careful here with this combination that we are not manipulated. We need to be careful here because sometimes this points to manipulation. People can manipulate us because we don't have enough experience in certain fields of our life. This is what we see here also. There could be some naivety here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. If you are younger, sometimes this points to first sexual experiences or some fields that are new for you in the sexual field. Here, this is what we are seeing here. There's like an education here, a next step in sexuality. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Also, it's sometimes points that we created a certain situation and the result of that situation comes now, positive or negative. This is what we see here also with this combination. Anyway, there will be some steps into maturity. This is very broad, but this is what it is. There are some certain steps here that we take towards maturity, physically or mentally here. This is what we are seeing, or both. Anyway, also, we need to be careful here that our trust is not abused, used, misused. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Sometimes also, this points that we suddenly we need to grow up. We are suddenly confronted with certain difficulties in our life, and suddenly we need to be mature. There's no choice here. This is what we are seeing with this combination. So something is changing for good, and it will not come back. This is what we are seeing here. The snake sometimes can be intrusive. When she knows to go, she attacks, and sometimes the situation is changing. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the second vertical line here. We have the ring, the clovers, and the house. Here we see this is more positive. The first line is a little bit difficult here, but the other lines are quite positive. Here we see that things turn in a positive way. If we want, we have enough diplomacy, we find the bridge, we make the bridge between the partner and us, between the contract that we need to make, between the negotiation. There's a lucky turn of event here in relationship or to our workplace. Here we see that if there were troubles before related to the workplace, related to our relatives, these problems are worked out. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this is a very encouraging, positive combination, so you should go for it. If you think about making your own business, this is also a very positive thing for doing your own business or being committed to the firm that you work for. This is what we are seeing here. You will not see it so heavy anymore as we saw it before. You will strive here. Sometimes this points that we strive to the perfect relationship here. This is what we are seeing with this combination. Anyway, some things you will accept and some things you will not expect. The ring makes a balance. The ring is a negotiator, a balancer, and here the scales need to be balanced. Here, some things you will accept other things you will not. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Don't make weak promises here that you know upfront are not gonna stick. This is what we are seeing here, because the ring likes to stick. So if it don't make no sense for you, or you know it's not gonna make any sense, just don't make the promises, because maybe this is not turning into a reliable on the long run situation. Maybe this is not, you should make solid foundations here, and solid promises and solid agreements. Also, if you make promises on the work field, see that your promises or the agreements that you make are solid. Don't make loose promises or contracts here. We need to see that it's solid here. If you make them solid, your communication and your obligations and your contracts and your agreements, this will be something that lays a foundation for the long run for your career. So then we have the clovers and the house. Here we see that certain wishes related to your work, certain wishes related to a house, maybe to the house in abroad, are coming true here. Excuse me. Here we see that we receive information from abroad. We receive a tip from somebody. It might be unclear, but suddenly you receive this house, you see this house, it comes to you, and this could be the right thing to do here, or you will find the right property for you here. This is, maybe you consider this as the ideal home for you, and this is really what you are looking for. If you are looking for materializing certain wishes on the work field, this will work out very well. Also, we see here that the worst is behind us, and we are creating more harmony. Literally here, sometimes this points that there is more music coming into our house. Everything is balancing more out here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, for buying a property, this is a very lucky or a very good combination for finding a property, for finding the ideal house here. Anyway, we see here that we need to stick to our plan here. Also, for buying the house, we need to see that everything is in the right place, that all the contracts are solid, that our colleagues that our contracts are solid, they have foundations. It's very important that you see about that this is all very stable, because the house literally demands stability. Maybe this house comes with certain responsibilities, maybe financial stabilities, and this is something on the long run. Here we see the lily, so it means on the long run. So this is what we are seeing here. Anyway, then we come in the third vertical line here. We see here there are certain stresses also that we have related to the house. Anyway, here we see also, but we already mentioned this, certain sexual blockades that we have here. This is coming back here, and we overthinking those things. How far are we gonna go? How much we balance it out? This is coming back here. Excuse me. There are certain ethics here that we are thinking about. Do we cross the border? Are we not crossing the border? Are we balancing here everything out here? This again, it points, the lily sometimes points to family. So here we see again that there are some unclarity with the family. There's some things here that need to be worked out with the family, and certain borders who need to be set. And probably if the family interferes too much, we will keep distance. We will go literally in the mountain. We will keep our distance. We will keep our cool, and we will act cold here. This is what we are seeing. We will not be emotional here about it towards our family. It's possible also that sometimes we have periods regarding our relationship or regarding our work that we are emotionally cold. We don't involve our relationship. We withdraw, we pull back. Here, this is what we see here also. It's possible there's a certain discontentment here. This is what we are seeing here also. Anyway, sometimes also this can point to boredness in the sexual relationship. We want changes. This is also what we are seeing here. It's like here we are confused where we are and where we want to go. We want to tip the scales here. Anyway, here we see also that we have good intentions, but we want to do it in a certain way. As we said earlier, this is comes in a way that we want to find our balance. It comes back here again. Then we have the clouds and the mountain. Certain obstacles, we will broadcast certain things here, but that's a good thing to do with the snake here. There could be some confusion again here. We see here. It could here also be that we display hermital behavior. We withdraw literally here. This is what we are seeing here. We could be stuck in certain problems. We cannot maybe see how to get out, but it will all work out here because we have the clovers in the middle, but you just need to give it time. If you are confused, if you have confused ideas, if you are not really seeing where it's going, if you have problems, just let it take time and it will all work out. We cannot rush sometimes things. We need to overthink them and wait until the right time here. There could be like, you want somebody to help you, but it's like nobody can help you. It is a lack of guidance here that we are seeing here with this combination. And maybe we need to work it out ourselves. If we don't ask help from others, we will need to work it out ourselves. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the birds, the clovers and the mountain. Here we see, this is good fortune. Actually, this is good fortune in abroad or in the internet. Also, if we communicate a lot, it will be very fortunate for us. We need to think in advance. We see this here with these combinations. If we made certain mistakes before, we have possibility here to rectify these problems that we had before. If we had, for instance, we said something wrong or we acted wrong in a way, we have the possibility here to work it out. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Gossip that was there before, as we saw in the beginning, the gossip that was there, it will go away and it will turn into a happy situation, in an exciting situation. There is positive communication here coming to you. This is what we are seeing. After a while, these conversations, if you think them out, if you make a plan before, if you work out a strategy, this will turn out to be positive. This will turn out to be positive, and there will come a positive period for you. You will have positive communication, and also this will lead somewhere. If you prepare, it will lead somewhere. It will be productive. If you are in the job and your work is about negotiations and you make a plan before, this leads to a productive end. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, here we see also that we have a stroke of luck. It's like things fall together like a kind of synchronicity here, and things fall just in time at the right place, but this comes because you prepared. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also that we are on our tiptoes. We are very alert for new opportunities to come here. This is what we are seeing. We also are, what also is with this combination, it's possible here that we have a quick-witted, deep humor. So after this communication here, this period of silence, it's like we learned about it and we have some quick-witted humor, but it could be quite heavy, and maybe people are not sometimes easy to catch it, but because it has a depth, it has a heaviness. As we know, Scorpion is very into depth, but maybe sometimes people don't exactly know what you're meaning because there is a depth behind the humor. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the clovers and the mountain. If we do some actions business-like in abroad, this points to that we come into lucky situations here. It's possible that somebody helps you there in abroad for this business. It's possible also on the long run that we are thinking of, if we buy some property in abroad, let's assume you buy the property, that for a while you retreat and you go there in quietness to relax your mind. This is what we see here also with this combination. This is temporary, but it's like for clearing your mind out. Here, this is what we are seeing here. If you have certain challenges, you will be able, due to this quietness, you will be able to put them in the right context. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. If you have certain problems, maybe that's why you withdraw. because here we see also the mountain is big. Sometimes this points literally to the elephant in the room. We have the house here. So here we have the, if there is an elephant in the room and we look over the elephant, or we don't want to see it with the clouds, we will retreat and we will think about it. We will think how to solve the elephant in the room to make it go away. Anyway, this points also to, if you solve the problem, a long stroke of lasting luck. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the lily, the clovers, and the child. Actually, this is a very positive combination also, especially on the long run. This is a good stroke of luck here that we are seeing here. If you eventually come to this difficult situation, you worked out everything very well, you planned everything very well here, then we see here that there is peace coming, there is a very successful combination coming, there is bliss coming related to our house, related to abroad. This is what we are seeing here. We come in a much better situation here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, it could be possible here also that somebody helps us, maybe a foreigner helped us in a certain situation, and we express our gratitude. But maybe we don't know exactly how to express our gratitude here, but we want to express this here, our gratitude to this person. Here we need to have faith. It will work out because it can, but you need to see it. You need to see it. You need to believe in it. You need to believe it here. You need to believe in your own strength. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Also, we see here that the sexual pleasures after a period of low sexual activity, these are coming back. Things are going back on the move. This is here what we see here, not only on the sexual front, but also we enjoy the pleasures of life. We go to a restaurant, maybe we dress up for a while, we buy some new things, maybe we buy some good foods, we cook together maybe with our children. Here, this is what we are seeing. If we are in abroad, maybe we are discovering some new tastes here. If we are in that house there abroad, we discover some new tastes, some new flavors. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, it's possible also that in a way that you are very lucky in your profession. It's like your profession is protected here with this combination. But possibly it's not only a question of luck. I think it's also that the luck comes to the experience here with this combination. Anyway, we enjoy life. We enjoy everything about life. Things are coming back in a positive way. This points also on the long run, like if this would be for a long-term reading here, this points to luck on the long run, not short luck, long run. Also possible is that if you are in abroad, you place some gamble. You literally maybe go to a casino and you gamble there a little bit, and it could work out. You can win some small amounts of money here. This is what we are seeing. Or you do certain gambles in abroad. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe you feel that this is the way to go it. Maybe it's about a contract. Maybe it's about a business, and you trust in your luck and you go for it, and it could work out very well. But the business that you are coming in might be new to you. You might be inexperienced here with this combinations. Maybe you don't see yet with what kind of responsibilities this comes here. Anyway, it points also that we can be contented with very few. For instance, if we have a house in abroad, it might not be that we are wishing for a big villa. It's possible, but not necessarily so. But here, this points that we can be happy with few basic little things as long as we have peace. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, we try to become a good person. We try to become a better person. We do our best to be a good human being. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we have the clovers and the child on itself. Here we see here with this combination, there's new opportunities. We already saw this. If we are a woman, in this case, I mentioned this specifically, sometimes the lily points to hormones and suddenly we are pregnant. So if this is not your intention for getting pregnant, sometimes we need to be careful here because things cannot be clear. you think maybe there are obstacles, but maybe there are none. So we need to be careful here with this combination if we are a woman pregnant. If we are a man, we need to see that suddenly a certain partner is not pregnant. The same applies here. So here we see here that we are maybe we should use protection if we don't want any kind of pregnancy or problems here, because it's open for business, but it's also open for pregnancy. This is what we see here. This is a very hormonal, fruitful situation on the long run. Here you see that we need to act delicately. We need to be careful. The snake need to be careful. The snake sometimes literally can represent the male organ, so you get the picture here. So we need to be careful here that this don't lead these hormonal interactions to things that we don't want to, but you will know for yourself where this is going. Anyway, Scorpio, for the Shell group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit your role, please check out the other 3 card readings that are directly connected to it. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. And also you can check our monthly philosophical card readings that we do for the sign of Scorpio each month. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you for your attention and your time, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to the aerosol or the air group for your card reading, Lenormand card reading for the month of December. As the first card here, we see the stars. The stars is an all over positive card, meaning if we have certain wishes or something we hope or we long for, this is high likely to come out. Maybe we have some wishes regarding to abroad. Maybe we have some wishes regarding to connections on the internet, and these things probably will, our desires will probably come true. We will probably align with them here. This is what we are seeing here. This is a very positive card. This card is yes, so it's very positive here. So if you have wishes regarding what I just mentioned, it will probably come true here. Here also probably we are probably in a kind mood, we are in a positive mood. Probably also our faith or our spirituality is important for us at this moment. If we have wishes to materialize certain things in our life or make them steady, anchor steady here, these things will come true, especially with the anchor here, they will come true. Anyway, certain hopes that you have been longing for will be materialized. Then in the middle card, we have the mountain. Here we see that we only not need to long for the wish fulfillment, but also we need to stand our ground. We need to be strong. We need to be faithful. We need to focus towards our goal, even though maybe we cannot see clearly where it is going. We should keep a certain sharp focus on them. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also, we see the mountain, we saw it before. We see here that we have some contacts in abroad, or somebody in abroad is important to us or is connected to us. And this person maybe can help us materializing the things that we are longing for here. There are possibly some challenges here that we are facing. Maybe we cannot see clearly what challenges are going to come because we have the clouds here. And sometimes the clouds, they make the view troubled, cloudy, and the mountain is high. We cannot view what is coming because the mountain is high. We cannot overview the mountain here. So here, but it's actually a very positive combination if we are standing our ground. This is what we are seeing here. We need to be stubborn to overcome these problems. And as we know, Scorpio can be very focused and very full-hearted in certain situations. Even if he faces certain problems or certain difficulties, there is a very deep strength in Scorpio. We already know this. Anyway, here we see also that things might go a little bit slower than expected, but they will be realized on the long run. Then we have the stars and the whip. We're going to mirror these two cards here. Here we see that if we had certain issues, probably we had issues with a partner in our life, or a woman or a man. Because we do a general reading, we interpret this card as a neutral card, so man or woman. So maybe you have had an issue with a partner, man or woman here, and these difficulties with the stars, they are restored. Maybe there was some discussion about certain topics in our life, and here we see this is balanced out. Also, if we suffer about certain things in our life, we will experience this in a positive way, and we will see the depth of it. This is what we are seeing here with this. It's like we learn here the meaning of certain sufferings in our life. Also, it points that we are about to achieve our goals, or we are very focused on achieving our goals. Anyway, as I said, disputes will be resolved here. This is what we are seeing here. We have a lot of activity here. There's also, it's possible that people around us, maybe a certain person, they give us constructive criticism, and maybe you even ask for it. What do you think about this or that, for guiding you a little bit, because the situation might be a little bit unclear, and you ask for another person to help you about this situation here. Anyway, you will accept these criticisms and you will transform them in something positive here. This is what we are seeing. It's possible that with a certain person you had an argument or a discussion about spirituality, about religion, about certain points of view about these things. No matter what your religion or spirituality is, there could have been a conflict here before here that we are seeing here with this combination. Maybe even this you thought before, maybe this is a heavy deal for this person, but it might by all not be as heavy as it thought. Maybe it's only in your head, it's heavy, and the situation is actually not so difficult as it seems. This person is ready to forgive and forget, and you are also. So here we should take the necessary steps. Then we go in the bottom row, we're gonna mirror the rider and the clouds here. The rider and the clouds here is that if we are confronted with certain difficult situation, these difficult situation suddenly end. The sit is sudden. So suddenly, if we had some issues, some problems, you will overcome them with the sit. The sit is a strong card. Suddenly, these problems are solved. Here, it sometimes also, again, it points that we are not seeing clearly with the clouds and the rider. The rider rides. We are on our way, and we cannot clearly see where our path is going because the clouds, they fog the environment. So we cannot clearly see yet where we are going. But as we move along, we will see that this works out well here, what we are doing here. It's possible also that some people in your environment, that you try to avoid them. Maybe they contact you, but you don't want them. Maybe you broke up with them before and they want to enter your life again, but you think, no, I'm not going to do this again. And here you avoid the contact with these people. It's possible also that if you receive some messages about certain topics in your life, that they are unclear. You don't really understand what these people mean. It's like a little unclear, mixed messages that go both ways. It's like here we are a little bit unprepared for certain situations in our life. Could be some confusing activities here going on. We don't see really what is going on here. This is what we are seeing here. But here we are also mentioned, the sit is a card of action. We need to take action. We need to overthink. We need to stand our ground and take action if there is any unclarity, confusion in our life. We need to act on it. It might not be easy with the mountain, but we need to act. We need to stand our ground. Especially these are two very solid cards. They keep us to be stable, even if we cannot see where we are going here with this combination. It's possible that you yourself, you feel a little bit guideless here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Then we're gonna go in the horizontal lines. We have the stars and the person card here. This is a person that really supports you. Even if you have a difficult time, because the whip is a difficult time, this person will support you. This is a person that is close to you. It could be a friend, it could be your partner. This is what we see here. This person gives you hope, he gives you trust. There's a kind of empathy here with the people towards each other. This could be you also, this person. Anyway, this points to success, that we could have success in our life if we are energetic, we put energy. It will not be easy, but we need to pull through here with this combination. There's also a kind of blessing above us. Even though it's easy, there's like a blessing also above us. Maybe certain things in our life we need to experience, and they work out to be a blessing later on in our life because we have these experience. Anyway, you will have faith in this person or in yourself for a good reason, and you know the reason yourself. Anyway, we feel deeply connected to this person, maybe because this person is there always for us, even if we have a lot of difficulties. This person is somebody we can rely on. Here we see then the quarrel. It's possible also that a friend or person that is close to us is in some kind of trouble, and we need to help them out. This is what we are seeing here. We saw this conflict before here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that this person has a lot of energy. If this person is not you, but it's possible it's you here, that we see here that you are a very energetic person. You have a lot of energy here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Sometimes this points also to a person who does a lot of physical activities. There you could be a lot in sports activities, really training, working out your body. Another angle is that sometimes Scorpio can be very sexually active. This points also to a lot of sexual activity that we see here with a certain partner, or we are ourselves here. Anyway, it will points also that we will make certain judgments. We have certain points of view that we keep from. Maybe we don't deviate from certain points of view that we have. We don't deviate from what we are thinking. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible that you have a certain point of view. You thought about it, and this is your point, and you don't want to change. But all in all here, we need to try to find a balance. Here it is about trying to find the balance. In another way, sometimes this points to a person who is in somehow connected to the law, or to like a police officer. A lot of Scorpions are in investigating professions or things. The Scorpio sometimes searches. He searches for the depth. Here we see here professions that are connected, like a lawyer. He searches also for the truth. Or here we see a police officer. A police officer also, he searches for the truth. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. This can also point to a prosecutor or somebody who is connected with the law. Then we have the anchor, the mountain, and the fish. The anchor and the mountain here, this points that you have connections to abroad. Maybe you have a house in abroad. Maybe you have a house in the mountains in abroad, because we have the mountain here. Maybe this house is higher up. Maybe this is really the place that you like. You like to relax there. You feel very comfortable there because we have the stars there. Anyway, here we see possibly that maybe we go with a certain partner there in abroad. We go with our partner in abroad. Maybe this trip that we are about to undertake is not so cheap, because here we see the money card. So if you undertake a trip, maybe to this house, it might be more expensive than you anticipated. Anyway, it's possible that we go there with a partner here to this home or this place abroad. Anyway, maybe for some reasons it's not so easy now to go there. Maybe because of the current situation that we have all over the world. Maybe it's not so easy to travel there because of the so-called viruses that are around us here. And this is what we see here. It's possible that you are that you have difficulties to get there. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe it takes some time, or we need to be patient, and we are longing to go there, but it's about to happen here. But maybe the trip costs more money than anticipated, maybe because of certain things that are blocked here or that are blocking us here. Anyway, this could also point that in certain situations in our life, we have difficulties. It's like we are blocked in certain situations in our life. In a way, this can also point that there are obstacles here that's in our life that already are the same for a long time. And maybe we want to make some changes about that. But here with these two cards, it tells us that it's not yet the right time. You might hope for them, but the time to move is not yet now. The anchor tells us to be stable and the mountain tells us to stay put. It will all come in the right time. It's possible because you cannot move right now. It gives you a certain suffering. It makes you suffer. A lot of people now, they want to move around, but we cannot because of certain rules, regulations that are implemented on us because of insecure governments everywhere. And they implement rules out of, reason they are very scared. So here we see that you want to move, you're not the scared type, but maybe it's not yet the right time here to move. But your hopes and wishes will come true if you have some patience, if these people, these governments come to their right mind. Anyway, here we see that we could be trapped in certain situations here. We might be not able to move in certain directions. There might be a problem here that we need to attend. Maybe there's a certain problem in our life. It could be a financial problem that we need to attend. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. There's a specific problem in our life that is very important, maybe that we did not attend, and maybe it's time to do so. Maybe we looked over it, maybe we didn't want to see it, and here we see that maybe it's time that we resolve this problem, or that we start to think how to resolve it. Maybe we have been patient, maybe we have been stalling this problem. Here we need to persist here maybe for solving this. If you have plans for losing weight, it will not be easy because the mountain tends to stick as it is here. So we will need to do efforts because we have the whip here. If we have a plan, excuse me, for losing weight, we will need to do a lot of efforts for it. We will need to move a lot. Anyway, here we see then the mountain and the fish. It's possible here that there are some businesses or money abroad, but maybe for some reason you cannot reach that money. It's possible here the money is there and it stays put, it's going nowhere, but maybe for some reason you cannot reach it. Maybe it's in other accounts, and these accounts are not reachable from the place where you are, but it's fixed, it's there, it don't run nowhere, but maybe you cannot reach it. This is what we are seeing here. This money could literally be tied, anchored, locked in abroad. And if you want to reach it, maybe it's not possible, but it's there, it's going nowhere. This is what we are seeing here. And maybe you need some money for certain things. This money is in abroad and you cannot reach it. It's a difficult situation here that we are seeing here, but mostly this has a purpose. So if you, maybe you need to face certain problems, but the secure thing about this is that this money is going nowhere. Anyway, this could also point that for now, financially, if we have a business, these businesses are a little bit delayed. Things happen later as that we anticipated. It doesn't mean they're not going to happen, but for now, they might be on hold. Again, here we see, because we cannot move, for certain reasons, it works on our nerves. We want to change this. We have hope, we have longings, and it will come true, but it will take time. Maybe there's some progress coming soon for us. If things go in a roll, a lot of things will come to us at the same time. And once these borders or these blockades are going away, a lot of things will happen at the same time, because we have the whip and the fish here. And it means suddenly all these energies that are blocked now are releasing themselves. So this is what we see here. So for now, it might be blocked, but once the door opens, you will be able to do a lot of things. Maybe you need to do too much things at the same time when the doors go open. So maybe here also we need to prepare ourselves a little bit for if things go open. But there could be some financial concerns here. It's possible here also, not that we don't have money, but we need to be tight with our money. Maybe we need to be a little bit close-fisted. For now, the money is there, but as I said here, with this combination. But here, this points, on the long run, there are profits here coming on our way here, but they are, for now, maybe we cannot. We want to profit, but we cannot because maybe there's a problem there with the money that is stuck there. Then we have the sit and the rider. Here, here we see that suddenly, as I said, there is some news coming to us. A path opens, as I said here, and here we see that suddenly things go on the move. Anyway, with the clouds here, we need to focus. We need to focus where we need to go. The clouds demand focus. You need to focus on this financial situation, know where you are going, that you don't establish yourself. You need to focus on certain things in your life, especially around money, that you go in the right direction, because sometimes the clouds can cover us. But the other side of the clouds is that we need to focus. We need to focus. We need to sharpen, because this is the knife, we need to sharpen our mind on this business. So we need to be prepared. We need to be prepared. We cannot focus that the money is blocked. We need to focus on what is coming. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. There could be a sudden letter. This letter could be holding certain decisions. And these decisions could be implemented immediately, and things would clear out suddenly then. This is what we see here. It's possible also that the message is not as expected. I don't say there are necessarily financial losses, but it's possible that some pieces are cut off, or it's not what you expected. This is what we are seeing here, but it's, in a way, it's positive also. Here we see then more. It's possible also on the relationship front then that if a certain person approaches you, or you approach a certain person, that they don't want to be involved anymore. Or in business way, that if a certain person tries to meddle into your business or give you advice, you don't accept this advice. You don't want any meddling. You want to do it your own way. This is what we see here with this combination. We will, if we receive news from the get-go, we need to act. We need to act. But for now, it's blocked. But when it comes, you need to act. This is what we are seeing here. You cannot wait anymore once the doors go open. It's possible also that certain people, they want to distract your mind. And you don't want that. You want to be focused here with this combination. Then we have the sit and the clouds. There might be a kind of scare hanging over you here. Maybe there's a scare that you will not be able to move, you will not be able to do business, but this is only a scare that hangs over you. Because here at the last year, we see that the money is here, but there will be some efforts that we need to do for getting the money. This is what, but it's there, it's stuck here. Maybe we have no trust in the situation. Maybe we don't trust how it's evolving. Maybe we don't have trust because it takes all so long. This is what we are seeing here. Also, if we see certain warning signs that it's time to move or time to hold, we need to trust our feelings. If it's time to move, there will be signs, you will feel them. Scorpio can be very sensitive, they can feel things. And if you feel that it's time to move, you need to act. This is what we see here with this combination. You need to trust your gut here also with this combination. You need to focus here for getting out of this combination of cards. It could be that you're a little bit disoriented here. This is what we see here. It's possible that for some security reasons, we put this money in abroad, and now we are thinking, why did we do this? But it has a reason. Later on, it will become all clear. Anyway, here we see here that things will suddenly become clear for us. If this is the cloud, and the clouds, and this is like a veil who's hanging over. The knife, it cuts away the veil. So suddenly things become clear. This is what we see here also with this combination. If there are, it's possible even that this whole situation, it causes you headaches. This is what we are seeing here also with this combination. You think about it and how to solve this, your mind is working about it, and it causes you headaches. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this points also that if we act in the right way at the right moment, we could be finding very smart solutions here. This is what we are seeing here. We see certain angles, what to do here that other peoples don't see. Here we see that you really try to pin down the details and clear your mind here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. In a way, on the relationship field, it's possible that certain people, let's say that you move in abroad or you move to another city, because the mountain is another city or in abroad. So if you move to another city, it's possible that you cut certain people out of your life, that you say goodbye to them and they don't will come back in your life. Maybe there's a certain reason for that, that you have to doing so. Maybe you are confronted with certain smoke screens in your life that you didn't see the truth, and suddenly this truth become clear to you about this relationship. This is what we are seeing here with this relationship. It's like something was hidden for you before, and suddenly you see what is the issue at hand here. Anyway, as we said, we need to do some efforts here. It's possible also that you have some dreams in the evening. When you sleep, you get some dreams about this problem. Some people can get nightmares with this combination. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible that this represents an ex-partner, and this ex-partner tries to come back in your life, and you tell, oh no, we're not going to do that. We stopped with this, and then we're going to keep it this way. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe you feel that this person is not mature enough. He or she don't have your maturity. This is what we are seeing here, and you will probably end with this, or you ended with this before with this combination. Also, what we are confronted here, sometimes we can be confronted with this combination with certain aggressions. It's possible here that there are some threats towards you related to business. Maybe some officer or some people in charge or business people are threatening you. This is what we see here also with this combination. If you see and you have focused your mind on something and you encounter dangerous problems, here we see that sometimes it's wise to change direction. This is what we see here also with this combination. But here you will need to be Scorpio here. You need to be using the psychological smart approach. You need to stay calm, you need to stay anchored, and you need to focus on your targets. So if there are certain threats coming you, don't lose your calm. Keep your feet on the ground here. This is what we are seeing here. Everything will come out in a certain order as long as you keep your rest and you keep your foothold. This is what we are seeing here. You will doubt here also for letting go or holding on to it. But with the sit, high likely you will cut it off, you will let it go. Anyway, you will probably look back on these misunderstanding and make decisions. Then we have the stars, the anchor and the rider. The stars and the anchor here, we see again here that if we have certain wishes and maybe we need to change direction, these materialize here. But if you have certain problems, as we saw here, you need to sort them out. This is coming back here. Anyway, this points that you have wishes that materialize and it really fits you, this field where you want to go in, or your profession, it fulfills you. But it could be quite demanding because the anchor is heavy. It's heavy to carry. We have the rider here. So it means our job is not easy. This is what we see here. And we have the mountain in the middle also here. We see that this is heavy, but probably it's very established here. Also, this points to that we want to have a form of self-realization. We want to realize ourselves here. In a professional field, I mean this here. We wish for safety here, and we will probably hold on to forgetting this safety that is about to come upon us. Then we have the anchor and the rider. Here we see that we literally go on the move here. Good news is coming to us. Things are completed here. Here we see also we need to keep moving forward, even if the situation is not easy. There are messages here coming to us that are positive here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, a lot of contacts we will have. Some of the contacts that we have will prove to have a stable value. If we have certain people in our life regarding to our job or our stability, they will prove out to be very valuable on the long run. This is what we are seeing to here with this combination. It's possible that certain things in our life we will cut off before these things made us very stable. But you see, they have no longer value for you, or they can no longer help you, and you will cut them off. Maybe you go in a new direction here, but this will all go slowly, and you cannot act now. You need to wait it out for a while. You need to hold on to certain things that are in your life now, but it's about to come. It's about to go on the move. Anyway, here we see also we are confronted with certain challenges. If things are coming to us, we will act unmoved. We will not act on it emotionally, and we should not here. Probably we act rigid to it, which is good here with this combination. You will be unable to make certain decisions. We already seen this before. Also, we see that we cannot show sometimes emotionality toward certain things in our life. Even if we would like to, it's difficult to show emotions. This is what we are seeing. It's like we need to act a little bit cold-hearted here for certain circumstances in our life. But this points also to a path of mastery. The mountain, for climbing the mountain, it's not easy. But if we encounter obstacles in our life due to the circumstances or the difficulties on our path, on our life path, especially on the field of our job, we become a master. This is what we see here also. Difficulties lead sometimes to mastership. Anyway, also we need to see the rider is a very flexible card. So here it gives you the ability to go around the problem and suddenly move direction. The sit is sudden and the rider rides. So he suddenly has the ability to be agile. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. So maybe you need to make some adjustments in your life and to get things on the move once this period of stagnation is past here. Anyway, also here, this points, if we have certain people in our life that are close to us, we should try. It might be difficult now with this period because maybe the mind is not 100% clear. But here we should do an effort to listen to people that are close to us, to our partner, to listen to their opinion. It's important that you do this. Even if you don't implement them, it's important that you listen to them. Here, this is what we are seeing here. If on the business front, once you are on the move, this could also point that you are quite cold-hearted regarding to business. You want these profits, and business is business here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. You want to reach certain targets in your life, a certain stability. You want to have a certain how do you say this, a certain foothold. You want to reach certain goals in your life, and for reaching these goals, sometimes you can be quite cold-hearted for reaching those targets here with this combination. Sometimes also this can point that for relaxing us, we choose to go into yoga or relaxing meditation. It's like we are doing breathing exercises here. This could help us here if we are stressed or very nervous, or we are feeling that we are blocked. It's like it has the ability to open us up more, to breathe better here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the mountain and the sit on itself. The mountain and the sit here, it points that we are once these obstacles we see they're about to come to an end, we will cut through them. This is what we are seeing here. We're cutting down our anchor. So here, this is our chain. We are chained, we cannot move. Here we see the knife. The knife cuts through the mountain and through the obstacles. Here we are on the move. And once this cloudness is solved, our mind will be very sharp. We will have a very sharp mind and a very clear point of view where we want to go. This is what we are seeing here. If we had some setbacks before, we will probably be moving forward suddenly here. Here we see also that we need to be courageous. We cannot stay put. We need to be courageous. We need to have the courage to move forward and cut through these problems or these blockages here. We cannot delay. We need to move on if it's the right time here. But as I said, suddenly it will go on the move. It stays still for a long time, as for many people now, and suddenly things will probably go on the move for a lot of people once things get clear. Now, for now, we have also in the collective for all people that it's a lot of blockades now, and suddenly this will be lifted. Sudden things will be implemented and will be immediately, and other things will go more slower. But the borders here will literally go open. The mountain will literally be cut through, and the chains will be unlocked here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. When it's the time, you cannot hesitate. Then we have the whip, the fish, and the clouds here. Then we see here these obstacles that you have now. They will be overcome. This is the last time. You will see also, you will notice here that the money was stuck. There will be no losses if we are careful here with this combination. Maybe you think there are, but high likely there will be no losses here about these monies here. Anyway, in another way, if this money is there, it's possible that some people in a way try to argue to you about this money. Here we see people arguing for money. There are quarrels about finances here, about business matters. Maybe you want to do your business in a certain way, you want to invest in certain areas, and other people see it in a different way, and there are quarrels about that. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, the money that is free will bring action. It's possible also, if you have gained weight over the last months, you go to the gym. You want to work out, you invest money in your health here, and you want to work out, you want to come back in shape here with this combination. You will put a lot of energy here, a lot of things will get on the move here. The money literally starts to move, and you literally whip the money here with this combination for moving it forward. In another way, at this point, if we have a certain partner, also because the fish is physical also. So if on the physical front, there were some delays, or we stopped something on the physical front with a certain partner, here we see that things get back on the move. We get more physical again here with this combination. Anyway, it's possible also that we gain some advice. Sometimes this points to an advisor. We gain advice, maybe from a financial specialist here related to business. This is what we are seeing here, and we get a certain advice. This advice that we are receiving could be quite direct, and maybe it shocks us the way we get this advice, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. Maybe it makes us focus more. If a person gives a certain advice, it's possible that it brings us back our focus on the thing, because as we saw here, it clouded us a little bit here that we are seeing here before. Anyway, there are here also with this combination, there could be several experiments here on the physical and on the sexual front. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Also, it points to that we are balancing out. If we had certain debts or certain money that we owed, we will repay the things that we need to repay here. This is what we are seeing here. If these people argue and you come to the conclusion that you really owe them that money, you will pay them back. This is what we are seeing here. If you owe certain debts, but not financially to people, maybe some things you promised, here we see also that you will probably pay those non-financial debts back to them. Maybe you forgot about them and these people remind you and it comes as a shock. We could see this here also. Then we have the fish and the clouds here. The fish and the clouds here, we worry about money here, but we see here, if we put energy on it, we saw this already before, this money gets on the move. But I know it makes you confused because you cannot see here, our money is hidden here, we could not see it, but it's still there, we just cannot see it here. Then we go in the cross, we see if we can add something here. We have the stars, the mountain and the clouds. Here we see again that our destination might be in abroad. Here we overcome the obstacles. Here we see this here again. This is success also on the long run, but we are not yet seeing clear where we are going. We already saw here we will make meaningful choices on the long run. We will be surprised of our own strength. Suddenly we will make a decision and we will be surprised ourselves that we choose this, that we choose to do this. This is what we are seeing here also. Even the choice might look ambivalent, we will take it. This is what we are seeing here, but you need to see that it don't bring your stability in danger. So you need to think wisely here. So if we focus here, the path will lead to where we want it to be. Then we have the mountain and the clouds. We saw the delays here. I just see here if we can add something here. Some things here, sometimes here this points to karmatic delays here, but it has a purpose, as I said here, with this combination. Afterwards, when all these difficulties are solved, it will give you a satisfaction and you will be finally able to breathe. It's like now you cannot fully breathe. That's why we saw here before, maybe we go somewhere for helping, maybe we go to yoga, maybe we do breathing exercise. But here after this, we see that we catch our breath, we fill our lungs with air. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. We will also take the problems head on here. We see here we will be victorious, climbing over the mountain that was put in front of us. We will find a way out of this difficult situation. You will accept certain situations. Some things will not be easy to accept. They will be difficult, but you will. The situation was probably very difficult in the beginning here with this combination. Again, here we see that there are certain things that people don't talk about it, but you know that they are there. Then we have the whip, the mountain, and the rider. Here we see, we didn't see that angle yet, that possibly somebody is holding us back in abroad, or they bring up a certain confrontation to us, most likely in abroad, or about the troubles that we are facing. Here, this is quite a violent combination. I think here with this combination, if certain problems come to you in abroad or about these issues, you will need to hold yourself back for not escalating. So, because this could really be a physical escalation that you have with some people. You could be confronted, and this is an active card. The rider put things on the move. He can be very intrusive. And the whip is the energetic card of the deck. This is Mars, the god of war. And here we see that we discuss about a problem and it actually comes to a confrontation. So be prepared. If you don't want to go in that confrontation, you need to prepare yourself and you need to chain yourself for not coming into that confrontation. If you let it go, there will be a confrontation. It depends on you, on your personal point of view. But as we know, violence is not really always the best solution. So it's best here that we try to stay diplomatic and we breathe and we take distance and we try to solve it in a different way. But it's possible here that we are coming out of the, or it's somebody who's coming to us violent. that is possible also, and we didn't see it coming, and we need to defend ourselves. This is possible also. That is the other side. Anyway, maybe you feel that this conflict is coming and you're waiting for it. You wait for the confrontation because you know it's coming. Maybe another person was involved in blocking this money. This is possible also. This is what we are seeing here. This is like an extreme situation that has piled up to a mountain and it erupts. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. You might have the impression that the only way that this person will approach you is with violence. But mostly there is another way out. And the other way out is keeping calm. Here we need to keep calm. Then we have the mountain and the rider. Here we see that the trip is abroad there. You go abroad, there are opportunities there. Here we see here that we are confronted with certain new projects. We get the projects on the move there in abroad. You will be able to move finally in abroad. This is moving in abroad. You will be able to move in abroad, but it's possible there are still certain restrictions. There are limitations, maybe due to, as we said here, certain limitations due to the rules and regulations that are maybe put on there in the country. The rules and regulations are sometimes different in every country. Sometimes maybe there are lockdowns in certain areas where you come. You're not able to go there. So this is about the limitations that we have there when we are traveling. It could be pointed, and this could be quite going on for a while. If there are certain blockades, it's because of these governments. I mentioned it earlier. They are uncertain, they are scared. This is what we are seeing here. They are not really manning up themselves. They are scared and they hide that they are scared here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, if you plan to go somewhere, in your travel, it could be that this local travel is interrupted. So maybe you need to change direction. You can probably go around it, but you will need to change direction. You will need to make a plan. Here, this is what we are seeing here. We will need to strategically tackle the problem here. This is what we are seeing with this combination. So Scorpio, for this group, for the aerosol or the air group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check out the other 3 card readings that are connected here. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time. And if you're interested in philosophical financial card reading, you can also find these on my channel. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to the Stone or the Earth group for your Lenormand card reading for December 2021. As the first card here, we see the snake. The snake is a card that asks us to be patient, to be smart. Also, we need to have a tactical approach towards things. Before we act, we need to think. The snake is a strategic card. So if something happens in your life now, we are urged here to keep quiet, to move slow, think before we move. If we are planning to move in certain directions, we need to think before we act. Diplomacy, tact here are important things here that we are seeing here. It's like we are waiting in the grass here to make the right move with this card here. When it's the right time when you're in a hidden position, for instance, and when it's time to literally strike or move on, when you have gathered all the information necessary, you will know, and then you can move on. Then in the second card here, the central card here is the money card here, or it can also be a physical card, a card of touching. The cards, the fish are physical and financially. So here we see probably that here we are urged to keep quiet if we have certain monies about our money. it's best not to discuss our money, not to talk about money, not to display our money. We just keep our money hidden. Even if we have, it's like we cannot display our money. We need to be smart and not display it here. In another way, it points that if we handle smartly and tactfully and with a plan, here this is a very good combination for business adventure. We can do very good business with this combination, but we need to work it out. We can be financially very independent with this combination, but we cannot give away our plans. Here we see that we are able to make a lot of money. We can provide for ourselves here. Also, we need to be open to receive, but it doesn't mean we need to reveal our plans. That's something else. Anyway, we need to open our minds. We cannot be close-minded. We need to see new opportunities that will be offered here. This is the card of work and creativity. This is very good for business opportunity, but it means also that we need to be open for new creative possibility, because the child is new. So you need to maybe deviate from your current path and go in a different direction with your money. You need to be more creative, more open-minded with your money. You need to have an open approach. Maybe the plan or the path that you have been following before is not the right anymore. So maybe you need to move in a different direction here. This is what we are seeing here. We will be confronted. There will be a kind of growing up here with money. We will become more adult with our money, with our investments here. This is what we are seeing here. On the emotional front, as I said here, that you are able to come in contact with your deeper emotions. Maybe this is related to a partnership. As we know, Scorpio has very deep emotions in all the way. The Scorpio is not only the sign of sexuality, but also the sign of the deepest emotions, feelings. Everything is whirling down there emotionally. And this is what we are seeing here, that we are coming in contact with our deep emotions. We understand our emotions better, and we know where they are coming from. If you go deeper into your emotion and you do business in a strategical way, this will be very fortunate for you. But it's like business and your feelings are intertwined here with this combination. Then we are gonna mirror the cards here. We gonna mirror the snake and the child. The snake and the child here, this is about probably that we need to be careful here with this combination. Here, this is our friends or people that are close to us. It could also be a brother or a sister or a colleague or somebody who works for us. Sometimes these are two younger cards. The dog is somebody younger. So here, it could be a child, but it could also be a younger sibling or a younger friend. So here we see we need to be careful that this person is not manipulating us or maneuvering us in a certain situation. Here we need to be careful with this, that this person don't bring us in certain situations. We need to be careful here about this. We cannot be naive. We will need to use our smartness and our witness here. This is what we are seeing. The problem is not a very big problem because the child is small, but the problem is there. There's some involvement here with the child, and we need to be careful here. Here we see also this child might having some problems, or maybe this child has bad friends. This is what we are seeing here, or the friends don't have honest intentions toward the child. We need to be careful here with this combination. It's possible also that you already know this and that you are very closely observing your child or a child in your environment. Here, with this combination, we need to be careful. This could also point, if you are a younger somebody and you are coming in the next phase of your life, maybe you're going into maturity, that it's the first time we feel sexual attraction towards a friend. Maybe this is a friend, a close friend to you, and there is more coming up here than only friendship. It's like there's a sexual attraction here coming on here. There's a kind of a desire here with this combination. We need to see here, if this is the case with you, that this person person don't manipulate you for his own self-interests. This is what we are seeing here. You need to be sure of your feelings that you want to go in there, because maybe this person is seductive towards to you, or you want to be seduced in a certain area. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes this can point to people who don't show themselves as they are. This could be a person that is deceptive to you. Maybe he even tells you some lies regarding feelings for getting you in certain situations. We need to be careful here that we are working out a plan. We need to be calm. We need to be sure that we want to maneuver us in this certain situation, if this would be the case in your for you yourself. The main thing is that we are careful for certain manipulations in our life. Then we have we go to the bottom cards here, the bottom corners. We have the mountain and the clovers here. Here we see there are some connections here that we have in abroad, and these connections could point out to be quite positive, even lucky here. There are certain opportunities that are coming to us in abroad, maybe regarding to money or to business, and this could go quite suddenly. Suddenly there are opportunities here, but we need to make a plan before we go on the move, before we go on the road. Because if we don't make a plan, we could encounter some problems that we didn't think of. So we need to act here tactfully with this combination. It's possible that you have been waiting for certain business opportunities in abroad already for a long time, but here we see that we can slowly move forward for the business that we probably intended to do. Here we see that we need to go ahead, and even though the situation is not easy, if we made a plan, we need to go for it here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we go in the horizontal lines. We have the snake and the dog here. Here again, we see here that this can point to a frenemy, a person that is close to us, and he pretends to be a friend, and he pretends to be innocent, but maybe he's not so innocent as he shows to be. Maybe you trust this person, or he's close to you, but be careful, because this tells us there's something going wrong here. He could put up an innocent act, but actually he or she is not so innocent as they show to be. It could point that this person acts for reasons for himself in an indirect way, with a certain purpose. And since the money is in the middle, on the business in the middle, maybe this person has intentions towards there. It's also possible that you desire certain friendship, new friendship. Maybe you feel that there are not enough friends in your life, and you want to open up with friends. If you do so, be careful. Don't reveal who you are, especially not money situations, because we never know who we are confronted with. It's possible here that these people, they pretend to be, they play as a kind of game here with your person here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. There could be a way that you are about to follow these people, but be careful if you follow them that you don't come in the wrong road. We need to take care of ourselves here, and we need to be careful here with this combination. This could also point, this is a different point of view, that we have certain friends, and we know they operate in certain circles, and they have contacts that are not so safe, that they have unsafe contacts, or they are in contact with people that have certain connections that are maybe dangerous. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also that there is a certain person in your environment, and you have decided, you have focused on to be friend with this person, but be careful what you wish for, because everything might not seem what it is. This person could have his own agenda. Could go in with this friendship, but maybe he or she go into that friendship for a total different reason than you are. Then we have the dog and the child. Here we see that we are socializing a lot. This could point that a friend out of our childhood is re-entering our life. In a roundabout way, he's coming back, he or she is coming back in our way. maybe with a reason here. This is what we are seeing here. This person could be very friendly, acting friendly to us with this combination. In another way, in a more lighter way, this could point that we consider a new kind of pet that we are thinking about. Maybe our pet is, we don't have a pet already for a longer time, and we are thinking about taking another pet. This is what we see here with this combination. This could point here most likely to a dog here that we are considering, but also it could be literally a pet snake. Some people like pet snakes that we are undergoing here, but this points in any way to a new pet that we are considering to buy or to take in our life. Anyway, here we see that this friend is trying to buddying up with us, or we buddying up with this friend. Maybe we meet this friend in a certain community by accident, but maybe the accident is not as accidental as it seems. Maybe this friend wanted to get in contact with us for certain reasons. Anyway, we are caution here is told to us. We need to be cautious here. We need to see that we don't go on the wrong path here with this combination. Anyway, here it's possible that this friend approaches you in a very smart way, and he always asks your permission. And since he always asks you for permission, you come in a situation that you feel you let your guard down. But be careful with doing so here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, this could point also that this person, if you are in contact with certain friends, sometimes this points to lawyers, people who are in that kind of area here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, if you have a child yourself, it could also be that you are quite strict towards your child. This is, we are strict towards our child. We ask our child for obedience here. This is what we see here. There are strict regulations. Maybe you found out something and you implement stricter rules on your child. This is what we are seeing here, what we are seeing. Sometimes this is literally that we trace our child. We put a tracker on the child, his phone, without his knowledge, and we observe where he is going, or we are the ones that is observed. This is possible also. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. What we see here more, here we see if we are planning to get more friends in our life, maybe we do this in an indirect way. Maybe the way we meet friends is unusual. Maybe we meet them in certain groups, because the dog is groups, community, and we meet them in communities that not everybody goes to. It's like selective community, and we meet a new friend there for specific reasons, for specific targets or things that we wish for. This is what we see here with this combination. Anyway, we could also, with this friend, in another way, this is a different perspective that I'm going to see here now. It could mean that this is a friend that we meet at a certain place only for sexual reasons. This is what we see here also with this. And then, of course, you know exactly why you meet with this combination. Also, it could mean that we ask that this friend, in a way, obeys us. He follows us. This is what we see here also with this combination. Also, it can point that you think some people have your back in another way then, but be careful with the snake that they really have, and that they are not in your back for biting your back. Then we have the crossroads, the fish, and the moon. The crossroads and the fish here, we go in, as I said here, you need to be flexible. These are flexible cards. And these are your problems. So here, the snake can turn around. She can go in any direction that you want. And here you are in front of the crossroads. So this is double flexibility. So here it means if you encounter certain difficulties, you have a lot of agility here, but you will need to make a strategic plan. So if you want to go in business, if you want to earn money, it's possible that once you think you already made a plan, but here we see that it's possible that we need to adjust our plan as we going. So you need to see maybe that you have a backup plan, or the plan don't work out as you think it would be. But here we have the ability to have very flexible. We are very flexible here with these two cards. Anyway, coming back here to these two cards, we have the crossroads and the fish here. We go in a new direction related to work, money, and also this is the card of creativity. Whatever kind of job that we are in, if it's in money, if it's in whatever kind of business that we are in, this is creative. In the field that we approach, we have a lot of creativity. The moon is our mind, it's the people. Here we see that the money is literally coming to us. The people bring us money for our business. So whatever the field is that you are in, the money is literally coming to you. It's like you feel the mind of other people, and that the money is literally coming to you here with this combination. We need to here let go from certain things out of the past. For Scorpio, sometimes it's difficult to change direction because they can have a very focused mind. But here we need to see that we need to refocus. We need to refocus on something else, especially on the career and on the business front here. This is what we are seeing here. If we do so, if we are flexible, we will come in a very prosperous path. But we will need to deviate from where we are now, and you need to make a plan. And you need to be willing to change the plan as you go. So this is how it is here, what this laying is. In another way, here we see that if we are in a relationship, but I want to mention immediately with the snake here, I need to come back on the snake. The snake points that both parties know exactly why they are in this relationship. This could be purely a sexual relationship, but if you are married or you have a fixed relationship with somebody, or you think this is a monogam single relationship, in most cases it's not. With the single, it means there are other parties involved, meaning there's another man or another woman involved, depending on your gender. So look out, be wise, be calm. If you know about this, it's fine. If you don't know, with the snake, it's there. So this is what we need to be aware of. Also on business, sometimes the snake points to competition. So if you go for certain business steps and you're on your plan, don't communicate. Keep it for yourself and adjust your plan as you go. But this point to competition. The competition could be closer to us than that we think. Maybe somebody close to us. So don't reveal your plan, your business plans, even to people that are close to you, because you never know who these people are communicating with themselves. So this is what we see here. Anyway, here we see also that the moon is a proposal. So we will gonna get some financial proposals, and we need to think about it. Probably we will think about it for a while, or we've been thinking about this for a while already. Because the moon is a circle. Maybe this has already crossed your mind before, and the same thoughts are popping up. Will I do it? Will I not do it? The moon can be a little bit moody, and sometimes it's yes, and sometimes it's no. But you will know when it's the right time. You will need to make here a plan. It could be work out very creative. Whatever you do here, this is a very creative combination here that we are doing here. What is also possible is that you have multiple small businesses, because this child is small. So, and there are multiple small business. It's not only one. So it's like here, you need to divide your attention, or maybe you do this deliberately for checking out what is best for you. This is what we see here also with this combination. What do we see more here? Also, it points that as we go, we learn to see and we value the differences here that we are seeing. Sometimes also this points that we need a lot of freedom. Sometimes we want to be connected in business. Sometimes we want to be free. The moon is sometimes changing their mind. Here, this is what we are seeing here with this combination. But mostly the moon attracts. It attracts, especially here. This is water 2 times. It attracts. It attracts. If you, for instance, do business on the road, a mobile business, this is very good for a mobile business. Just for giving an example, because it's connected here to the road. So this is what we see here, what we are seeing here. Or we need to be flexible in our businesses here. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible that you need to be very flexible, multitasking for these several businesses that you have there. It's possible that your path in life is very original, that it's not like somebody else, because we have the dog here also, and the dog is ruled by Uranus, and sometimes Uranus, it points a different path than somebody else, or you handle money in a different way. Uranus has a unique perspective with money, sometimes a very advanced perspective. People haven't thought about this idea yet, but for you, it's common and it's normal procedure. So this is what we here see, an uncommon approach towards to business. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, here we see that you could walk a very different path than other people. You have a very different approach. Then we have the fish and the moon on itself. Here we see a business proposal is coming to you, or a creative proposal is coming to you. And this was actually already for a while in your mind. It could also point that that we want to be more comfortable, we want to be more relaxed, we want to be more homey, we want to have the right feelings. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also that even we are very flexible, as we come at home, we demand that there is some luxury in our home. This is what we are seeing. If you don't have this luxury yet, you're on the road to get them. This is what we are seeing here, but you will need to be flexible. This can also point to a very creative work. This business could be strongly emotionally connected to you. In a way, it's connected to our emotions, and the emotions are connected to our creativity. Whatever it is, we can be creative in many fields of our life. Anyway, there's a certain depth here that we are seeing here. If we earn money or gain money, it's like it's influencing our mood here. It has a direct impact on our feelings and our moods. If we would not have enough, we could feel unstable. Scorpion likes to be stable, and he likes to have a plan on the long run. He likes to be secure. He likes to be stable and make a plan on the long run. This is what we here see, a plan on the long run. And if the money is not enough, you might feel insecure. So here, this is what we are seeing here. It's possible also with this combination, since the moon is related to the evening and the night, that a part of your work is in the evening. You functioning in the evening or even in the night here with this combination. Sometimes the moon, I want to add this, it brings fears also. We are a little bit scared for moving our money, but mostly these scaredness are based on something ungrounded. Maybe it's based that you are inexperienced in certain fields of our life. It will all go well because you have the clovers here and you need to play it smart. Then we have the third horizontal line here. We have the mountain, the sit, and the clovers. The mountain and the sit, it points to if we encounter certain difficulties in our life, we will break free from these difficulties, and it will be a good thing to do. It will give you more freedom. You will feel more freedom, and you will feel more sharp. You will feel more sharp here. This is what we are doing. If we are not yet sharp, we need to be decisive. Once the plan is made and it's ready for execution, we need to go for it. This is what we are seeing here. If you execute this plan and you have overcome certain fears, but you should not have them. Here we see that we break out and we actually feel relief. It's like we can breathe again. We can breathe here. We can breathe. We are breathing the fresh mountain air here by way of speaking here. This is what we are seeing here. There's action here after the obstacles here that we are facing here. It's possible here also with this combination that if you have certain health issues, that you are delaying them. You are able to delay them. Maybe you need to attend something, but you say it's not yet the right time, but you delay them. Certain things maybe need to be attended later on. This is what we see here, but for now, maybe it's not the right time. Anyway, this points also that we make certain painful decisions. What we are seeing here, if we go in business, we could be quite unemotional. We just go for it here. We get over it. We go for what we are thinking here. Also this, maybe we have been idle for a while. We did not move because we were making the plan here, and the mountain is slow. It's slow. So here then suddenly we decide to go for it, and we are surprised that things are moving so fast. Sometimes the mountain, it's like it's blocking us, but it's blocking us with a reason. And it's like afterwards we catch up with the time. This is what we are seeing here. This is like, it seems it's still, but it's not. Here, this is what we are seeing here. We will not hesitate anymore. And also we will take certain risks, even they might cause us fear, or they will be a little bit painful. Then we have the sit and the clovers on itself. Here we see a lucky break. Financially, we get more lucky here. If there were situations in your life here that blocked us, you will move away from these situations, and you will move on. There will be good results here. It's possible also you feel more free and you want to enjoy your freedom. It's possible that you go for some food, you spoil yourself a little bit here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, sometimes this could point to happy surprises here that are coming in our way. But in a way, we are also quite serious about our business, even though we want to relax sometime. Anyway, we will, related to the business, we will be very rigorous, very focused. But there is fun also. There is fun. You will separate the both things here. There is fun and there is seriousness in the business here, what we are seeing here. If there is no enjoyment, this indication, if you are too strongly focused, this combination tells us here that you also need to take some enjoyment in your life. Don't be solely focused on the money, also enjoy life. If you have difficulties to doing so, because sometimes the mountain makes us a little bit difficult, and we have difficulties to enjoy this money here that is all coming to us, but we should also enjoy it a little bit. Then we come in the vertical lines, we come the snake, the crossroads, and the mountain. Here we see that we are very flexible in our path. We already mentioned this before. It's possible also that you encounter some jealousy. People see that your business is doing well and you make the right plan. And here we see that some people might be jealous of you. These people might try to distract you with a reason. But here we see we need to keep our focus here. We need to focus on certain priorities. We need to focus on the difficulties. Maybe some people, some friends try to distract us for certain selfish reasons. This is what we are seeing here. If you notice that these friends distract you with a certain reasons, just don't go into it, let it be. The best thing here to do is to be diplomatic. But just be diplomatic here. You will make certain decisions because these decisions will be very strongly connected to your independence here, to your freedom here. Some choices might be complicated because we have here changes on changes. We saw this here before. It's possible with this combination that you have certain competitors and you didn't expect that these people are your competitors. You didn't see it coming. So that's why we are urged to keep quiet and to share information here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible here, if you have the choice between certain things, you need to decide here, several decisions. And here there are certain decisions that you need to take and you choose for the alternative. This is what we see here. The alternative may be the difficult choice, maybe the unexceptional choice here that we are seeing here with this combination. Also, sometimes we see here that there is a strong longing for intercourse with people here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. But you could be a little bit moody because we have the moon here. Then we have the crossroads and the mountain here. Here we see if we are encountering a certain object, we are able to go around here. We have a lot of agility, flexibility. The snake is very smart. And if there are certain roadblocks, you will find a way around it. You will take the different road here. And we will maybe, it's the only option. You have a lot, but maybe for you, for yourself, you feel this is the right way to go. This is what we are seeing here. The choices might not be easy. The problem might be multifacial, but you will need to make a choice here. Here we see also we need to prepare. If we are not prepared, also again here, we need to be prepared for certain obstacles. Then we have the dog, the fish, and the sit. The dog and the fish here, this points that we are planning to partner up, or there are plans in that way, but be careful with the snake here. If you partner up with a friend, that everything is correct here. Maybe you seek people who you can trust to go in businesses, but be careful here that it's not the wrong people that you trust, especially with financial matters. In another way, in a positive way, then this can refer to a lot of customers. And some customers will suddenly attend your business. Some customers out of previous business maybe disappear, but here we see that suddenly we have a new range of customers here. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we are mentioned here, we are urged to move cautiously in whatever we do. Anyway, this points also that we are but that we want more friends in our life. Again here, the fish want more. It wants to expand. It wants sometimes also to cut certain groups of friends and move on from them and meet new friends. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's possible also that the group that you are functioning in, you give gifts, and the group of friends that you are functioning in, they see money gifts or material gifts as very important. And maybe for you, there is an emotional value connected. So you have a different perspective on the value of gifts. This is what we see here also with this combination. We also need to mention here that a lot of friends is not necessarily quality friends. There's a difference here. So you need to find a way out here also. Also, sometimes this points that people are wanting to help us too much. And we have a lot of help, maybe too much help here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, in another way, this could point in a positive way that a friend of you, since you have a lot, is a money advisor. He's an advisor and he can make clear-cut decisions about money. As I said, I mentioned lawyer before. Here we see this coming, or it could be a financial lawyer, a financial advisor, and he wants to advise you for some money problems or money issues, especially if you have several businesses. But it's you eventually who will need to make the decision. Think about it in a slowly way, because there's a lot of paths here you can go here. Then we have, where are we here? It's possible here also with this combination that you are thinking about certain financial risks and you are a little bit moody about it. In another way, in a positive way, since we have the clovers here, it could point out that if you thought about it very well and the plan is very good, that you suddenly take this risk and it brings you. It's like a businessman who has a feeling, and you have a feeling this is the right thing to do, and it suddenly gives you a break and you're financially well off. This is with this combination. Anyway, here we need to evaluate the problem thorough before we act. Here, this is what we are seeing here before we make moves. But you could take a financial risks here, but we have the snake there. We need to be very careful and balance the situation well over. You will probably make stock of over your situation. What do I have? How much do I want to invest? This is what we are seeing here. There are certain business decisions here or unexpected decisions we need to make about money. It's like here that we are balancing our accounts, how far we will go here. Sometimes this points also that we do our taxes, our annual taxes. It's possible also that you depart from, if you have certain paths with money or certain investments, that you cut them off. This is what we see here again. Also, this points that if we make the plan well, we will have well-deserved profits. Then we come in the third line, the child, the moon, and the clovers. Here we see if you're a woman or a man, this points to high fertility. So if it is your plan to get pregnant, this is very nice for getting pregnant. If this is not your plan, then you know what I'm going to say here, because if this is a plan for a pregnancy, this is very good. If you're a man and if you have intercourse with a woman, be aware and use protection, because this could result in something that you don't want if this is the plan for you as a couple. But be careful, because you have the snake here, that everything is honest in the relationship. But if you are planning to get pregnant, this is a very good combination here for getting pregnant, because we are very fertile. We have a lot of hormones here with this combination. In another way, this points to a lot of creativity. There are many forms of pregnancy. Here also it points that we are very creative and very, we are pregnant of something that we want to do in our work. We are ready to expose our work here with this combination. Here also, sometimes the moon comes back and the child is new, is innocent, and this points to a renewal of certain fates. This is what we see here also with this combination. This is likely if you are about the moon is 1 month. So here we need to be very careful in not to get pregnant in the month to come. If you expecting some events, they will be coming soon in the coming month, because the moon has a cycle of 28-32 days. So here, this is what we are seeing here. Something new is about to start. Some new creativity is about to come. Something new in our life is about to come here with this combination. Anyway, it points also that we have a very strong intuition. We feel things coming. It's like we are able to tap in certain intuitivities, in certain emotions, and we feel it coming. There are strong feelings here, feelings that we didn't experience before, probably related to business or creativity. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, here it could also point that we feel emotionally, in a way, vulnerable. We know that Scorpio has a very big panzer and he hides, but here this points here to emotional vulnerability. Of course, you will cover this up. Scorpio is under the panzer here. We know that he has his armor on, and here we see that we are emotionally very vulnerable here with this combination. But here, for certain things, especially for business, we need to follow our feelings. Here we see here that there is this is a strong sense of power here. We are very strong connected here with our intuition here. If we have hopes and wishes, they will come true if we make out the right plan here. We see this here again. It's possible here also that you receive honors, or you need receive recognition for your work, or you go into new fields of work. This is what we are seeing here. Suddenly you are very successful. The moon can be quite suddenly. It's an emotion, and the sit is also suddenly. So these are two things. Emotionally, suddenly things happen. Money suddenly coming to you. This is what we are seeing here, but it's very strongly connected to our emotions. We achieve our goal here. This is what we are seeing here. Also, this points in your field of work where you are going in, you have the right reputation, a positive reputation. The people see you as very positive. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Anyway, if you have certain fears, sometimes the moon can give us fears. They are not actually legitimate. Maybe it's something out of your childhood that is troubling you, but it's not legitimate. It's not grounded. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, we will have also financially, business-like, we will have nice feelings here. There will be nice nights also. We will enjoy. Scorpio is sometimes also the night. He operates sometimes in the evening and in the night. It's the sign of dark, keeping things in the dark in the evening. This is what we are seeing here. And here we enjoy that we enjoy pleasant nights, pleasant evenings. Here, this is what we are seeing here. Also with this combination, we should see that we take enough rest. Then we have the snake, the fish, and the clovers. The snake and the fish here, here we see that we have a very strong focus on moving financially forward. I just see if I can add something here. This points we want financial security here. As I said, be careful with your money if you make investments. We see this here again, that everybody is honest around you, make your plan here. Anyway, this points that you can be very smart about business, and you have a lucky turn of events. Then we have the fish and the clovers on itself. Here, financially, this points really that we hit the jackpot. This is very good for business here. And maybe this is also about the jealous. Some people will be jealous for you because you will have financial prosperity here with this combination. These are good investments if you think wisely about that. It will give you an untroubled life here. This is an untroubled life for a while here. Also, we enjoy money. We enjoy the things around us. It's possible, as I said, again here, the moon has several, it's possible more than one business here. We have more a feeling that we have less burdens. We feel more unburdened. Then we go in the other cross. We have the child, the fish, and the mountain. Here, this points again to a new source of income. We already saw this. We see here. We have a good feeling. There is more money coming to us here. We even though we already have certain stabilities, we want to make sure this is on the long run. We want to protect ourselves maybe for problems to come. Here, this is what we see here with the combination. Maybe we feel it brings not enough security on the long run. So we want to make sure that we are secure. And maybe, as I said, there additional businesses would start here. This is what we see here. If we have a child, it's possible also that we spend a lot of money on the child, maybe on the education of the child. This is what we see here also with this combination. Can we add something here? And as I said here, it's possible that you post some gambling with money. It's possible that you do that, but we need to be careful with gambling always. Anyway, Scorpio, for the stone or the earth group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this reading don't fit you at all, please check the other 3 card readings that are immediately connected to it. And you can also check our monthly other readings, the financial readings and the love readings that we do specifically for your sign. Anyway, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye for now. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to the matches or the fire group for your Lenormand card reading for December 2021. As the first card here, we see the letter. The letter means that an important document with the rider here, it's on its way to us. Maybe the news that is coming is not what we expected, or this is surprising news that is coming to us. Anyway, the letter, it is an important document, especially with the anchor. It could mean a document that creates stability, but maybe it's not what we expected. The letter is, for instance, like a degree. We can transfer a degree in money if we find a job, or it could be a bond or something that represents money. So it's not an email, it's something substantial, and this is news that is on its way to us. The second card here, also this tells maybe that we are, if we are looking for a job, this is possible here also with this combination, because the anchor sometimes represents the job. If we are looking for a job, it's possible here with this combination that we are making applications here with this combination. Anyway, the news or the message that we are sending, it is about to have a very big impact on us. Maybe it's destined to be, because the cross is destined to be, that we are applying in this firm or what we are about to apply for. Then we have in the central card, we have the anchor. The anchor is about stability. We're getting more stable. We get our feet on the ground. We have a certain foothold here. We see also that if we are applying, probably we get success, but maybe we need to do a lot of efforts for this success, or maybe it's just destined to be that this is our path to go. If you don't have a job yet, this is good for applying, but if you have a job, you should remain in your job as you are for the time being, because the anchor don't like to change too much. So here, this points, if we have a job, we should stay for now. If we are applying, this is good for applying for a job. It could also point that we are taking a change in direction in some areas of our life. This is what we are seeing here, or we are about to change, but maybe we need to give it some time before we actually act. Maybe we need to think about it. If this is really the good thing to do, we should reflect on it, on the heavy side here that we are seeing here with this combination. Then we go mirroring the cards. We're gonna mirror the letter and the sit here. Here we see that possibly here this news that comes to us quite suddenly, and it suddenly is there because the rider is a very energetic card and the sit is suddenly. So suddenly this news, important news, is coming to us. Here we see that this news could be quite shocking, maybe not what we expected from it. It's also possible that something is cancelled or something is starting, but sometimes the sit can go two ways. It can react on something to begin, or it can end something. So here, this news, it could bring you both ways, but sometimes also the news is quite sharp because the sit is sharp. So maybe there's a shock in the news, and the news could destabilize your person a little bit just for a while. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It could mean that we are separating for something or someone in our life with this combination. But the message could be quite direct. Maybe for some here, it could be painful. For other people here in this area, it could mean legal proceedings here that we are receiving here, and it could point also that we wait for a while for reacting on this message. Maybe we need to think about it. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible that we made up certain conclusions about certain things here, and we found out the result, or somebody has made a conclusion, and we are informed about this news, about this new beginning or this ending. In another way, this can point also to our final exam. This is maybe if we are in a certain period of our life. This can point to a last exam, a final exam here that we are about to conduct, and we receive the information from that. Here, this could point also that you, for somebody it will not be all, but this can point also sometimes to a resignation letter that is coming to us. But of course, it will not apply for all of this. This is like a letter of separation, but it could be a separation from the job, or maybe you're already applying, maybe you feel it coming and you were already applying for something else. Then we have in the bottom here, the other corners, we mirror the stars and the cross here. Something very positive is about to happen to us. Maybe our relationship with our partner is connected to us. So this wish fulfillment is coming to both of us. If we had a difficult period before, because of some disturbing news in our life, this means that we are overcoming the whole situation. There's a lot of also spirituality here. Maybe you find faith in your spirituality, in your religion here. There's here what we see is the right actions come at the right time here. We are on the right path and we feel that we are on the right path. Maybe we feel that we are in the right relationship. Everything is balanced out here, what we are seeing here. It's possible that we are spiritual and religious, and it's possible that we experience a conflict between the two. This is what we are seeing, and we are a spiritual, but maybe some things in our religion are not as they want to, as we want them to be. So here we want to make a balance between the two. We want to find ourselves, we want to apply both here. This is what we are seeing here. And maybe we feel that this is the right path to go. We are very ethical and grateful that this is happening to us. Anyway, sometimes we need to find a balance in there, and sometimes this balance, it comes with certain sacrifices or certain prices. It's meant to be here. This is what we are seeing here, but actually this is a very positive combination here with this combination. Anyway, it points also that we have trust in life. We are strongly connected to our beliefs, feelings, spirituality. Here, this is what we see again here. Maybe your religion here before, it was very strongly dominant for you, and now you see things in a different perspective. You're working out the balance here. The ring is about balance and making bridges between the two. The ring likes to be in balance. You don't like to be in extremes, and here it's like you want to find a balance between the two. Anyway, this idea of balancing, it will make you wiser, it will make you better here. This is what we are seeing with this combination. Then we go in the horizontal lines. We have the letter, the rider, and the sit. The letter and the rider here, we get feedback here. We already saw this here. We're receiving news, unexpected news. Maybe somebody is coming to us or somebody is visiting us, but most likely it's document, as we said earlier. This document, it's on its way. Maybe a visit from a person is connected to it. This is what we are seeing here. Anyway, this information, it will have certain changes, maybe very direct changes upon your life. Here, this is what we are seeing here. We will be quite open about this communication and probably also very decisive. If we need to decide, we will deciding about this. The information that we are receiving could be a little bit surprising. We already said it. Maybe we didn't see certain angles. If this information would receive us, that it would go that way. So this is what we see here also. Then we have the sit and the rider and the sit. This news is suddenly, we already saw this here. What we see more here. Here we see also if we, this could be a result if we did some examination. This could be a result of an examination. We already saw the degree or the last exam there. Maybe we did an exam and we get the result of this. We see here the news could be quite painful. If we are expecting news about an operation that is about to happen, or we want to engage him, this would be the news, and it could be quite sudden that this needs to happen. This is then another angle. If you are intertwined in some kind, or you have ideas of planning an operation, some kind, this could mean that you receive the news about this here. Then we have the second horizontal line here. We have the house, the anchor, and the man. The house and the anchor here, here we see if we we probably are very connected to our home, to our house. We are not easy to move there. We are literally anchored here to our house. Instead of, if you have plans to move or to change, here we are discouraged with this combination. We should build up on what we have, because the anchor wants to stay put and the house is founded. It has foundations. So here we see a person who wants to stay in the house. If you have plans to move, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe you should stay as you are, where you are here. In another way, if this refers to our work, it means that we are very solid in our work, because this is the person card, but it could be a man and a woman. We will treat this as a neutral card. So it means that this person is very strongly connected, literally chained to the job. he respects the rules, the regulations about the job. This is what we are seeing here. It could mean a certain department that you are in. You are structured with certain borders, and you cannot go maybe out of your department for a certain reason. Your department has certain rules and regulations. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, it points also that we stick to the rules, regulations. We will not experiment with the rules. We will keep to what is put up on us. Anyway, if we literally have plans to extend or make our house more solid, this is a very good combination. If you do something on your house, the work will be very thoroughly done. This is work that we do literally till in the foundation. We will not allow that anything goes wrong. The letter sometimes means money, so it could mean that we do a lot of investments in our house. It could mean that money is that we invest money in our house, and we long time wished for it. Here we wished for this improvement on our house, and that this money is available now for doing these works on our house. Anyway, we need to create, if we feel that the foundations are not strong enough, here we need to see that we don't build superficially. Here we are urged to see that we change things in the roots. We start in the bottom. Don't start with the roof, start with the foundations. If you have the feeling that something in the house is in the foundation is not correct, this could also mean sewers. Check out before you start here. This is what we see. Start in the ground and start building up in the sky later on. So you go from bottom to top. This is what we see here, and do it thorough here. Anyway, we can also feel that our home is a safe haven. There's a lot of stability in the family. Probably also in your house, you're quite strict. There are rules, regulations that cannot be bent. You keep structuring to certain rules. And as I said, this is renovation here with your with this combination that we are seeing here. Also, you feel like it's possible that your house is in a more darker area, and you are the one who has the light area, the lighthouse in the area. Sometimes this points to a house near the harbor. This could literally mean a lighthouse. So it means that you can see your house from the seashore, or they can see your house from the sea. This is what we see here also with this combination. Anyway, this points to a stable family life. My home is my castle. This is what we are seeing here. Possibly also you work at home as an independent, because this means that the person works at home. He works very thorough, very organized, very structured here. He's literally focusing on the business here, if he would have a business. If not, you have your own business, it means on your work, you're very stable, you're cling to your work, to your foundations. This is what we see here. This is a person probably who don't deviate too much on the work front. This person wants to stay as things as he is, and this is now a good combination. It's good to stay as we are for now. If we can make plans, but it's good to change. If we have no job, as I said, this is very good for having a job. Then we have the anchor and the man. This is a person we can trust. If this we are ourselves, a man or a woman. Here, this points to a trustworthy person here that we are seeing here. People rely on us. We can rely on others. Others can rely on us. It can also point that we go a day to the beach here. Sometimes this points that we take a day on the beach here also, that what we are seeing here, or we living close to the beach. Anyway, we are a very solid person. We have a solid mindset here. This is what we see here with this combination. Also, this person is very closely connected to its faith, to its roots, to its foundation, where he comes from. This is what we are seeing with this combination. Then we come in the third line. We have the stars, the ring, and the cross here. Here we see that if we don't yet have a relationship, we are about to enter one. Maybe the two things come together here, work and job. Sometimes it happens that everything's coming at the same time in our life. Anyway, if we have wishes, these wishes for a relationship are materializes. Sometimes the cross is on time. It don't let things happen before its time. It's ruled by Saturn. And here we see that things exactly happen at the same time at the right moment. It don't happen for its time. Maybe this is the relationship for you. This relationship is meant to be. But this points actually also to a very intimate relationship that we are having. Anyway, there's also some openness because the stars are the sky and the ring is the relationship. We will have some openness in the relationship here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. If you are married, this points to a fairly good marriage. If on the work front, this could point to a close commitment in the job that we are having here. This points to a very good, excellent relationship here with that we are having here. Anyway, here we, if we don't have yet a commitment or a relationship, we hope for it, and probably it will come true with the cross, but in the right time. We cannot force the cross. Everything with the cross happens on a certain time frame. This is what we are seeing here. It's possible also that you both want this relationship, but it's not yet, you feel that it's not yet the time to come, but it's about to happen here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the ring and the cross. This relationship is very important to us, that is about to come. If this is our husband or our partner, there are professional commitments towards each other. If you go into a relationship with a partner, it's possible that in the future you will not only be related as partners, but also as business partners. This is what we, or you are professionally connected here. This is what we see here with this combination. It's like there's an intertwining here from business and relationship, both of here. This is what we see here. We literally make the bridge, because the ring is the bridge between work and a relationship. Anyway, it points also that we have a lot of responsibilities. We keep to these responsibilities, even if the relationship is difficult or it proves out to be difficult in the future, we will hold on to it. We will stick to it. We will see this is the relationship for us. We want to be it. And this is like for good and for bad here that we are seeing here. If even in relationships, sometimes there is a kind of suffering or difficult periods, but we will stay together here as a couple here. We bind here with each other. We stick to promises that we have made, or contracts or agreements with the partner, even though it's hard. Maybe you both are in a difficult situation. You both have hard struggles in your life, and this is what brings you together. It's possible here that there are the same ideologies, the same beliefs, the same spirituality. Something here is connecting you both, and that's why it's destined to be here. You feel on that front, you feel the same here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the vertical lines. We have the letter, the house, and the stars. Here we see that we are receiving positive news from our work, because this is positive. The stars are yes. Here and here we see that there are documents coming to us. Probably here we already saw here that we receive some money and we want to do some changes. This could mean a mortgage. Maybe it's a second mortgage on a house that you are taking for investing in your property. This is a wise thing to do. This is a wise investment, because it will turn out to be very positive if you do it thorough. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, this will be approved. If you applied for it, it will be approved. Also, this sometimes points to certificates. If you want to do a business at home, this points to certificates that we are receiving, important documents. These are documents of importance and rules and regulations that you are applying here. Maybe you waited for a while to get them, but now they are finally arriving in your home. Suddenly they are there, these documents. If you applied for certain passports, this is also passport, visa. This is what we are seeing here also. Anyway, these are positive messages here. There's a lot of communication here also. This could also point to a real estate transaction here that we are showing here. It's possible that we buy a house. This is what we are seeing here, and maybe there's some additional investment. Before you buy the house, check thorough what are your expenses, because we need to check here, especially the foundations. We need to check the sewers, everything that is in the bottom, we need to check. We cannot be blinded here by the location of the house, the beauty of the house. We need to dig in. You need to be Scorpion here and need to dig here. You need to check what is underneath. You need to be sure that this house is stable, that you don't have problems afterwards. We need to be thorough here with things here with this combination. Anyway, there's message here about the house. In another way, this is a deed, but it could also be a rent agreement. We rent something that we like. Then here we see the rent agreement here. It could be quite for a long time that you will be renting this property, or if you buy, of course, it's for a long time. And it's possible that you see this in the local newspaper, because this is local. Our house is close, and here this is the newspaper then, and this could be a local advertisement that you see, and this is really what you have been looking for. Anyway, this points to documents related to our house. Here we see that we need to be very thorough in our actions. We need to be meticulous here. We need to find out if everything in the house is correct here with this combination, because it will be for a very long time that we make these commitments. Then we have the house and the stars on itself. The foundations will be built. Then you go in the next phase then for the home and work. If you are planning a business in that same house, here this is points then to the business that you have in this house. So if you want to do a domestic business, you can, and maybe you're advertising in the local newspaper. This is then another way to see. Also, there will be some, you will probably invite some people in your home. There is like here a kind of party going on. You invite some people, and some people are coming to your home. These are people that are close to you and that you are familiar with. Maybe these are people of the groups here in the community where you're functioning in. Maybe they're in the same spiritual groups or the same religious groups that you are here with this combination. It's possible also among these people there's somebody who has responsibility, or he's a local celebrity. This is what we see here. He's popular in the area, or maybe you have a friend who is quite popular. Maybe he's always on television, or he's in the media here. This is what we see here, and this person is also invited in your home. Anyway, there's a harmony here. We feel in harmony here. Their hopes and wishes come true here with this combination. We want to build up a very strong family life here. We want to see that we have the ideal home. So we need to make sure that everything is checked here until the foundation. Then we have the second vertical line. We have the rider, the anchor, and the ring. Here we see that good news is coming to us. Also, we see here that if our path is not easy, we cannot give up. We need to pull through here with this combination. We need to keep moving forward, even if there is difficulties. Sometimes the anchor is slow. So here we see we need to persevere here with this combination. But anyway, mostly these are messages that are very stable. If you are very stable in your work, on the long run, there could be promotions. So if you have applied for a new job, it's possible that here that there's already fast a promotion coming. So, or a change. So if you're very stable in your job, you're already there for a long time, you didn't change job, it's possible here there is a promotion coming here. This is what we see here also. Anyway, it means that we are landing, arriving at the right place, at the right home. This is where we really want to be here with this combination. We are about to settle down for a longer period in our life. There will be there are stable changes here coming up here. Certain things that restricted you here will fall away, and you will come in new agreements, new arrangements, especially if this is on a house, you bought something, you agreed to a lease, or you agreed to some mortgage here. We see that we stick to it here with this combination. Anyway, then we have the anchor and the ring. Here we see that our relationship with our partner is quite secure, quite stable. We are very close to each other. We know exactly where we are with each other. This is what we are seeing here also with this combination. We find also a lot of security in the commitment here in itself. If we have, and if this is a new relationship, we will find it. On the long run, this could lead to a marriage or to a stable communication here in general. Anyway, the promises that we make or made, we are very loyal to these promises. We will stick to them because we have the cross there. This is not like a very loose relationship. These people are really close to each other. They are bound. They know they are in this relationship and they are very aware of it. And they find also safety in this connection. There's a very strong focus here from these people on one another. This is what we are seeing here. Then we have the third vertical line here. We have the sit, the man or the person, and the cross. Suddenly something changes for us and it's destined to be. Maybe this is the home that it suddenly changes here. There are some changes on the house here. If you have an ex-partner, sometimes this means that we have a confrontation with an ex-partner. So maybe this person suddenly pops up and there's a confrontation with that here. This might be a person that this person could be quite harsh if this was previous in our life, and it's like this encounter is destined to be here. We need to see that we keep our foot on the ground, and we need to see that we don't deviate from the rules and regulations. We need to be strict for ourselves and don't get involved in something aggressive here. This is what we see here also with this combination. Anyway, it's possible if you hear some news about this person that you have the feeling maybe some news. If you don't meet in person or her in person, it's possible that some news is coming to you from this person, from an ex-partner, from a partner before, and that you have the feeling, okay, this is really what he or she deserved. Finally, something is right about this. This is finally what it has to be. This is finally what this person deserved. This is what we see here also. Then we have the person card and the cross here. Here, if this points to our partner, it's possible that our partner or we ourselves are a guide for other people. Sometimes this could point to a spiritual or a religious guide. If you are not in that field, you have certainly the ability to bring other people in balance. Here we see a mentor or a person who can bring other people in balance. This is what we are seeing here. And maybe for you yourself, it was difficult to find stability in your life, but since you have a lot of experience in this field, maybe you are able to give them stability yourself. Maybe you endured a lot of pain in your life, you endured a lot of situations in your life, and this gave you a lot of experience. And people know or feel that you have this experience and you can make them more stable because you have like shared experience. You know how to act and react on them. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe you have been encountering pain before in your life and you know how to handle. Anyway, there are certain ideologies here that we are seeing here. This could be a very responsible person, man or woman. If this is your partner, this points to a very responsible partner. If this is you yourself, this points to a responsible relationship. You both are very responsible. You're aware of your duties. You stick to your duties here. This is what we are seeing here. Then we go in the letter the cross, the letter, the anchor and the cross. Here we see here again here that the documents are coming to us. We receive messages here. This message is destined to come to be with us. We get some message here. Maybe this message comes to us in an unorthodox way. This is what we are seeing here. Sometimes also this could be a job that is added, that we add a temporary job or that we have a temporary job. We add one or we have one. But in the future, you will have fixed job, if you are applying here, if you have a stable job, maybe this points to additional work. This is, or it's possible that you work with a lot of documents, stability in documents, the documents that give others stability. In another way, it can point that your work is like for registering, or that you are responsible for registering property. This is what we are seeing here also with this combination. There are several options here that we are seeing here. Anyway, there's a steady flow of communication here with this person. You here, this is why that we reach certain conclusion, or we are the one who makes certain conclusions about real estate or about certain letters or documents here. This is what we are seeing here. It's like we are the one who are restricted, or we restrict others. This is what we are seeing here. Then the anchor and the cross on itself. Again here, this points that we are aware of our obligations. Sometimes also this points that we are operating in certain communities, or in our relationship, that we are aware of our obligations. Also, it brings certain burdens, it brings certain responsibilities here with this combination. If you are in an unpleasant situation somehow, this could point also to an unpleasant situation that we want to separate ourselves of. This is what we are seeing here. Maybe before, maybe this is with the relationship here with the previous partner, and we want to separate ourselves from that. This is what we are seeing here. But also we see a person here who finds stability in religion and spirituality. This could literally point that you going to a mosque, a church, a spiritual, whatever your religion is, that you go to a spiritual area or a church or something for your spirituality here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, we need to be strong for our faith, or our faith gives us strength here. This is what we are seeing here. On the job here also, it points in our job field, we are very determined. We are very determined. We are very stick to our job here. We see this coming here again. Even if our job or our occupation is very it causes actually a burden on our person, a stress on our person, we will persevere with it. We will continue what we are doing here. We don't stop here. We could feel that we are a pillar of strength for other people. This is what we are seeing here also with this combination. Sometimes this point also that we work for big organizations, or we have a lot of responsibilities. There's a lot of stress and pressure, because the cross, it can put pressure. It's heavy, and the anchor is heavy also. We could be responsible for important documents, and it put stress on us here also. This could also point to spiritual work, that you are responsible for others' well-being, and you are the one who providing the documents. We have several angles here we can cover, because we do a general reading here. But then we have the other cross, we have the sit, the anchor, and the stars. If there are certain restrictions before that you were confronted with, these restrictions will be broken. So here you will free yourself from certain restraints. And here we see that maybe there were restrictions in before, and this news that we are receiving, it's setting us free. This is what we are seeing here also. Anyway, if we have certain challenges and they are about to come upon us, we cannot delay them. We must face them. We must face them, and we must take a decision here. It's possible also that we come in difficult scenarios, and we need to make decisions here. With this combination. Anyway, it could point us, especially with the stars, if we make these difficult decisions, it will give us more freedom. We will be able to breathe more, to breathe better here. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. It's also possible that with your stability or with certain things, you take risks. If you take risks in a property, see that you can take risks, but see that they are founded, they have ground. You, for instance, if you take a risk about real estate, you can, but you need to see that everything is solid. Again, here we see this coming up here again. Anyway, if you were in a fixed situation before, Personally, this means that you literally cut off your shackles. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. This could go quite suddenly. Then we have the anchor and the stars. If we break free, our wishes materialize. We have hope, we have faith, and it brings us a long way. Success is on here upon us for a long time. It doesn't mean it will be easy because we have the cross there, but this is a lasting situation here that we are having here. If you were unhappy before, it will bring more happiness before. You will aspire to more faith, to more strength, to a stronger foothold. This is what we are seeing here with this combination. Anyway, Scorpio, for the fire group, this is all for this month. I hope you get a little bit wiser out of this Lenormand card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. If this card reading don't fit you at all, please check out the other 3 card readings that are immediately connected to it. I'm sure one of the 4 will fit you. Anyway, you can check out also our short financial card readings that we do each month for your sign. I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we see each other in my other videos. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.